travel by the major attractions exits. Things are currently moving well for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway today. No major slowdowns or delays to report on the 408 or 429. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by the White House Briefing Room Podcast with John Decker.
I'm John Decker. Join me weekdays for 15 minutes of no-spin White House coverage straight from the press briefing room. Subscribe now to the White House Briefing Room on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hop on down to Lake Meadow Naturals for the Easter Farm Festival, Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring the entire family and join me, Chad Pitt, and Magic 1077 for a day packed with farm fresh fun. Enjoy the Southern Sandwich Pickup Kitchen, cool off with the snowy snow cones, and meet the Easter Bunny and see all your favorite farm animals. Plus, stock up on farm fresh eggs, grass-fed meats, and so much more. It's all happening at Lake Meadow Naturals. We'll see you on the farm. LakeMeadowNaturals.com. That's LakeMeadowNaturals.com.
Escape to Aquatica Orlando for an adventure unlike anywhere else. Slide into endless thrills and unwind with sandy beaches, wave pools, and lazy rivers. Come face to fin with unexpected new friends and enjoy lively events all year long. Every visit brings something new at Aquatica, the #1 outdoor water park in America. Save up to 30% on passes. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Hey, Russ Rollins here from the Monsters. You know, it's March, and that means, well, it's going to be a warmer weather and allergy season for a lot of folks. So if you're dusting nonstop and sneezing all the time, you don't know what's going on, maybe you need to clean your air ducts. That could be the problem. Every time your AC kicks on, it's blowing some dust in your house. Get that debris all cleaned up with Zero Res. OrlandoZeroRes.com. They can do it for you. You mention me, you'll get $100 off. It's 407-232-9188 or book online at OrlandoZeroRes.com. Spell forwards or backwards, Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Who's live anyway?
Doctor? I thought you were the doctor. I'm both disgusted and aroused.
Friday, March 20th, Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets are on sale now at Hard Rock Live Box Office and Ticketmaster.
My morning has 2 speeds. It starts fast. Then it relaxes when I arrive at McDonald's and order an Egg McMuffin extra value meal for just $5. Because that's all I need to start my day off right. A tasty, warm Egg McMuffin, crispy golden hash browns, and a small premium roast coffee. And with a breakfast this good for just $5, I feel relaxed for the rest of the day. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Promotional pricing may be lower than meal pricing. The Riz Delulu aura of 6'7". Did I get your attention? I promise the joke is worth it this time. Because I'm not going to be sorry about telling you to get a 67-cent hamburger or cheeseburger only in the McDonald's app. Think you're tired of 6'7"? That's just fine. We are too. We're just taking advantage of it. The joke may be dead, but it does mean you're getting one of these burgers every Wednesday or Sunday when you order on the app. So let's keep it on trend. At least for now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays and Wednesdays in March and April. Participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Someone's going to get offended.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from the Afroman court case to more spring break takeovers lead to shocking arrests, and people freak out as a massive meteor crashes down. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good. Pretty good. How are you?
Good, hanging in there. Didn't shave before the show today, so if you're watching,
I noticed. I was like, wow, this guy.
But 2 days in a row, we're
Not
matching.
Much of. Oh my gosh, we are doing it again.
Yeah, we are supermarket sweeping it again. We all have matching shirts on today, accidentally on the show.
Oh, but we do have that concert we're going to be stagehands for later on. So
yeah, why not? Yeah. So no, I didn't get to shave. Been too busy to shave, which is not great. But we got a lot to talk about, and I got to tell you, I can't wait to get into. I'll do a full rundown on the Afroman case.
Oh, it's
if you haven't been watching this, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread and everything after. It is. This is the most fun I've seen in a court case in a very, very long time, and I know you need a distraction. So I'm here to provide that for you, okay? In fact, let's start out there. Let's just start out there. I'll give you a little peek-a-rooney, and then we'll go to some other stuff, and then we'll give you the full Afroman rundown in about an hour here on the show. But let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. Into the courtroom we go. Here we go. This is the Afroman case. Now, let me give you a very, very brief intro to this. Afroman is the singer who did the song Because I Got High.
Heard of it.
And everybody knows this song. Is a controversial figure and character out there. And he also was raided by the cops. And he took the security video of the cops raiding his house. And Afroman made a music video of that. And he made fun of the cops. He called one of them like pound cake and a whole bunch of other stuff. Or he had jokes galore for these guys. The cops got butthurt over Afroman making fun of them, so the cops sued Afroman.
Yes.
And now Afroman is in the courtroom with an American flag suit and an American flag glasses on, and
it's impressive.
It's something. Let's listen in. Here's what happened.
Can you tell me what fact about you that receding hairline or refers to, please?
Okay, this is one of the police officers on the stand. And the attorney goes, can you tell me what fact about you, receding hairline, or I think the other thing that he ends up saying is dip S, the S word. You know, he goes, what facts about you does this reveal? Those two words.
About you that receding hairline or refers to, please?
I'm sorry?
What private fact of yours does that refer to?
I mean, there's a picture of me, and see here, talking about
Go on.
See, I wouldn't trust him with methamphetamine crack alone in my house. So I find that pretty.
He's got to go over all of the stuff that the song says about him. And so he's like, I think it is. I think it's offensive that Afroman told me he wouldn't trust me with methamphetamine in the song that he wrote about me. And just like all of the insults he's got to go over one by one by one.
Methamphetamine crack alone in my house. So I find that pretty insulting.
So that statement is what you're suing on?
Well, no. I told you this is one of many.
Well, and that's why we're trying to find.
You keep trying to make it singular. I'm telling you it's not singular, it's plural.
This is not the accent I thought this guy would have.
This cop? Yeah. Well, you know what? The joke from the attorney here, which is so brazen, is hey, if Afroman said that you have a receding hairline, sir, you're up in front of the court right now and you're completely bald.
What is the private thing that Afroman has revealed about you by saying your hairline is receding?
Oh, there's so much more.
Please elaborate, sir. Cut to bald guy.
There's one where the guy goes, "What has Afroman said about you that you're going to sue him for?" And he goes, "He said my wife is cheating on me." And the attorney goes, "Well, is your wife cheating on you?" And he goes, "I don't know." And the attorney goes, "You don't know if your wife is cheating on you?" And it just brings this whole thing full circle. The whole court case is so fantastic. It's such a sideshow. A little more here.
One is receding hairline, and the other is meth heads.
Yes.
Is there any more?
Well, when he's sitting there making accusations against the organization that I, at that time, was working for, destroying community trust, all based off of a lie, that's what ultimately stopped.
And that's community trust in the Adams County Sheriff's Department, correct?
Yes.
All right, this is one of the officers. This is just the beginning. I'll get into all of the good clips for this a little bit later on in the show because it is a fun ride to go on, and that's not anywhere near the cream of the crop of what we're dealing with here. I'll also give you more of a rundown on what exactly is happening with the case so it makes more sense to you moving forward. But let's go to the skies, everybody, because there was a meteor crashing through the skies, and a lot of people freaked out in Ohio, in Pittsburgh, and a couple other spots. These folks said, "Whoa, what's happening right now? What is this? A bird, a plane, all of those good things up in the air." And I'll give you, here's one gentleman's response to this. He's driving along in his semi-truck in Ohio, and he sees the meteor coming by. And he's driving along, dash cam footage. You'll hear him. Yeah, right in the middle of the day. But look, it's so obvious when it comes across. Right there. Whoa. Meteor through the sky. Whoa. What the was that? The guy said, "Whoa, what the F was that?" As he's behind the wheel of his semi. But broad daylight, folks. I mean, I know you're driving along, you're listening to the show, you're working, whatever. I'll put this up on See It Now so you can look at it when you get a chance here. But it is like the day sky still lights up with this meteor ripping through and really making a show.
Whoa, what the was that?
It was something to see. A lot of people freaked out.
Did I get that on my dash cam?
You did indeed. Bro, did I get that on my effing dash cam? Yes, sir, you did. You actually did. And I guess there was a couple of people who were very upset about this afterwards. Like, here's one of the stories. Why was there no warning about that meteor that flew across northeast Ohio?
You got to tell people about it. Come on.
Do we get warnings? Do we get meteor warnings?
I think that we know when meteor. I mean, how often have we had a story on this show in how many years we've been on the air that they're like, a meteor is coming with very close to Earth. It's going to be, 600 million miles, very, very close to Earth. It's going to be that close to, and so there are ways of tracking these things. I think my other concern would be, not for nothing, there's a little bit of a skirmish going on. There's a little bit of a tussle in the Middle East. Somebody could see this and go, they are retaliating.
True. Yeah. Oh, is this a missile coming in right now? Oh, one of the folks over on TNJ Chat 2.0 says it was traveling at 40K miles per hour, and they said that was slow for a meteor. It's just so crazy. I mean, these people look to the sky. Sea-Line's right. They didn't think it was an Iranian drone attack or anything, but they did get mad. And here's one of the stories from News 5 Cleveland. There was sonic booms and everything, but people said, we didn't get a warning about this. Many News 5 viewers have been calling the station and posting on social media saying, why was there no warning about the meteor? Dr. Ralph Harvey, a professor specializing in planetary science at the planetarium at Case Western Reserve University, says this happens a couple of times a day on average, but it's rare for one to travel over such a populated area. It was at a very high altitude when it hit the atmosphere. This is obviously an object somewhere between the size of an engine block and a car. That's how big this thing was. A lot of people had parking lot cameras and doorbell cameras to catch this particular meteor that flew through the sky. And they said, at this moment in time, the people in that area are very lucky people. I hope everybody that goes out on a dog walk or strolling through the fields or the parking lot, I hope they're all keeping their eyes open for a rock that looks out of place. What am I looking for? How do I know it's a meteor and not a regular rock? Because meteors are worth money.
Well, it's a rock that looks out of place, Sean.
I guess so. Yeah, maybe. Hold on. Let me see. Can we? I don't know if they found it. I don't think they found it. So I was hoping that the news story would show it.
It was just like a boom, like that. That big boom shook community.
Of course, you just get this guy from Ohio or whatever. It was a big old boom, just like that.
It was just like a boom, like that.
There you go.
Big boom shook communities.
They're getting things on Facebook, like as far west as Amherst, Beechwood, and then my wife sent me something from Strongsville, so it's all over the place.
Sparking confusion and questions all across Northeast Ohio.
Okay. She came over into my...
This is so dramatic.
Dramatic dissolve.
And it says, what was that? All caps, big question mark on the news graphics.
Hey, let's get this bystander with a hot dog derby hat.
I didn't know what the hell it was. Everybody in Ohio's panicked. They're on edge. What was that thing in the sky? What was happening?
Meteor in Cleveland, like no way.
Tonight, we have team coverage of the meteor that streaked across our sky and what they're looking for right now.
Folks, can you tell we're at a slow part in the news cycle? They're like, we have team coverage tonight on the meteor that did nothing to Cleveland except make people panic and freak out. That's what they're doing over there. They had everybody in town, from the hot dog hat guy to everybody that could find, comment on this.
Up, and it was burning up. It created this bright streak in the sky we call fireball.
Just wild, wasn't it? Boy, what a St. Patrick's Day to remember here at home. Thanks to an out-of-this-world visitor. It had social media buzzing. So
mic
we
sucks.
scoured
The hell
all
is
the
wrong with
feeds,
her
gathered all kinds of video from across Northeast Ohio.
I mean, I have to give them credit. They've got
experts say that fragments of that.
They have 5 different shots mapped out showing the meteor coming in all over their state.
Not bad.
Yeah, they really put a lot of effort into this. But everybody be calm. Our Ohio listeners, I assure you, you're not under attack. Iran has not fired back. As far as we know. And maybe they will at some point. I don't know if they can pull that off. But as far as we know.
Iran hates the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They think that they're putting in too many rappers, and they have bombed it.
How would Gene Simmons react to that? That's the question I have.
Just
Gene
wait.
Simmons,
2 weeks. He's going to bring it up when it's not relevant.
Well, I'm kind of glad they blew up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, how would he react if they did that? Because it is a legitimate target, I think. If all of this
Sources
is true.
say Billy Joel devastated. He'll never get back his handwritten lyrics to "We Didn't Start the Fire."
True. Can't replace that kind of stuff. So there it is. And if anybody has any meteor comments, we'll, of course, take those over at thenewsjunkie.com.
All day. We're going to talk about it all day long, just like Ohio.
Team coverage.
I have a bigger question for you that may or may not require team coverage, because I saw this story this morning and I go, man, that's a perfect one. That's the perfect one to throw out to the audience. And it's the question I have for you today. All right. And dispatchers and emailers, if you want to be anonymous on your email, say that, and we'll keep your name out of this, because in a minute it'll make sense why that would be the case. But I want to know if this is you that this is talking about. They asked more than 7,000 U.S. adults. They asked them a very particular question. They said, have you seriously thought about shooting someone? And 19 million Americans say yes. They have.
Out of how many?
Out of the 40 million population or so, we got 19.
How many did they ask?
Well, they asked 7,000 adults, but they extrapolated the numbers from there. Nearly 3 in 10 people, 30%, if you want to run it that way.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, nearly 3 in 10 people, I guess. Well, no, actually, it's a little less than that, but it says nearly 3 in 10 people who reported these thoughts didn't own or have access to a gun. Men, younger adults, Black Americans, and urban residents were among the groups most likely to report these thoughts, while gun ownership and political affiliation showed no meaningful connection, it says. About 4 million people who had thoughts of shooting somebody told another person about this, which, goes into like the red flag laws and stuff. But yeah, they said 7.3% of adults, there's your number, 7.3% of adults said they have thought about shooting somebody at some point in time. And now I want some honesty. Have you guys, Sabrina C. Lane, let's start with you. Have you ever had a moment where you're like, I seriously considered, I thought about shooting someone at some point in time? Obviously, you don't have to give any details if you don't want to, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that. Now, punch them in the face? Absolutely.
Not talking about that.
Yeah, no, I cannot recall a time that I've wanted to shoot somebody.
And I don't even mean like you have a gun, so you're going to go back into your house. I mean just thinking like, oh, if I shot this person, boy, things would be a whole hell of a lot easier if I just did this.
Did they factor in if any of these 7,000 people had military service? Because then your answer does differ. Like once you're at a certain point in the military, especially my friends in the United States Marine Corps, where they would be deployed out somewhere, and then they come back home and they're like, I didn't get to shoot anybody.
They're angry that they didn't get to?
Yeah, sometimes, some people that go into military service, they want to see action.
Well, it says owning a gun and political affiliation had no link to whether people thought about killing somebody or not.
Got it.
So it didn't come back to that.
Wait. That's another thing. You just kind of unwrapped another part of this puzzle here, is that we said shooting somebody. We didn't say killing them.
Right. Yeah, no, this is about just shooting these people.
I'm a no on this, by the way. I have never seriously entertained the idea of shooting somebody.
Also, they said living in the Midwest was linked to higher odds of people saying that they had considered shooting somebody at some point in time. Perhaps most surprising was
guess where I'm not going for my birthday.
Perhaps most surprising was it was not linked to gun ownership. People who own guns were no more likely to think about shooting someone than people who did not. Political affiliation also showed no link. Republicans, Democrats, and independents reported similar rates when asked, hey, have you thought about actually shooting somebody? They all were the same across the board. Among those who reported seriously thinking about shooting somebody, the most common target was, quote, an enemy. Well, I mean, I would hope so. Cited by 51% of the group. The second most common, about 25%, was a stranger. Dude, 25% of the people who thought about shooting somebody thought about just shooting a random stranger?
Just want to know what it feels like.
That's a red flag there.
A little bit.
Described in the survey as somebody involved in a random conflict or people in a public space. The category stands out because it includes strangers in public encounters, though the study doesn't examine how those thoughts relate to mass shootings. I've got the actual breakdown of this, and I want to know: have you ever? And again, if you want to email tips@thenewsjunkie.com, be honest about this. Have you ever thought about shooting somebody else? Have you considered this? Now, here's what they say on the numbers: shocking thoughts inside the survey on shooting others. 19.3 million U.S. adults. 7.3% have seriously thought about shooting someone. 3.3% thought about it in the past year. That's 8.5 million people. It's the equivalent of 8.5 million people in the country. Who thinks about it? Younger adults, black respondents, urban residents. Urban residents makes a lot of sense, all right? You live in a city, there's more people on top of you and around you. You're getting bothered by more people. It's a huge issue. And, of course, the city people, which may in some cases make it more likely that black respondents, too, are wrapped up in this. City people are like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, that definitely has happened to me. Considered actions. 4 million thought about getting a gun to shoot someone. 1.5 million brought a gun to a location.
Ooh.
So they're really going for it. Targets of thoughts. 51% were targeting an enemy, 25% a stranger, 14% government officials
were their target.
Wow. Yeah, it said 14% said their thought was shooting a government official.
I sure hope this website did their due diligence on anonymizing these people. Whoa.
Yeah, wait till the White House gets word of this. 14% of people said if they had thoughts about shooting somebody, of those people, 14% of them said it was government officials they wanted to shoot, that they thought about shooting. 10% said a family member or partner was the target of their thoughts. All right, so of the people who said, yes, I've thought about shooting somebody, 51% were going to target an enemy, 25% a stranger, 14% government officials, and 10% family member or partner. A chance for prevention, it says 20% told somebody about it, or 6.7% have given their gun to somebody for safety so they didn't use it. Just crazy. That's wild. That's wild to think about. That's like 1 out of 10 people. 1 out of 10 people you're walking around have thought about shooting somebody. And
Sean,
if you have, I want to know your story, all right? Dispatches, emails, let's hear them today.
Sean, if somebody ever came to you and said, hey, listen, I have been entertaining a not so savory idea here, and just to make sure nothing bad happens, I'm going to give you my gun and let you hold on to it just for safety.
Yeah.
Do you ever give that person their gun back?
Oh, I don't. That would be a tough one to handle. I mean, I think I would take it because I would go, I got to prevent whatever is happening.
I think I would take it, but then part of me is like, so my gun now? This is my gun.
Sabrina comes to me and goes, she doesn't say who, but she goes, I'm thinking about killing somebody.
Well, this is dangerous. You're the one she wants to shoot.
So I really got to take the gun.
Or I've already done the crime, and I'm like, here, have my gun, and put your oily fingerprints on it.
I would take the gun for sure. I don't know how I would handle it after that because this really would be an odd situation.
So I've been in that situation before.
What? Where somebody brought you a gun and said, you got to take this?
Where it was, I would say, to not give too many details, but they were considering maybe harming themselves. So
okay. All right. Yeah.
And it was a group of friends' effort to take the gun, and it was in someone's possession, I think, for a couple months until we all kind of like, all right, you're back, head straight on, sound body and mind, you may have your weapon back.
It's a weird processor. It's got to be. But I want to know about this because this was a story that stood out to me today that I want to revisit and weave into the show. So your dispatches, have you thought about shooting somebody else? Tell me your story. If you want to record that, if you're brave enough to do so, record a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to email, put anonymous on top if you want that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. We have a lot to get into today. I got some starter emails going. We got to talk about more of these spring break takeovers. It's getting crazy. And then deep down into the Afroman trial. And trust me, you're going to have fun on this one. That's at the top of the hour. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, AI can mimic emotions, but it'll never understand the primal rage of spilling hot coffee on yourself while on air. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes. Hey, special shout out and thank you to the folks on TNJ Chat 2.0 who are helping with the beta testing. Just a quick little note for you. If you go to thenewsjunkie.com/chat and claim your username, anybody who gets in there before the end of the month will get the beta badge. You'll see when you log in for the first time, it'll say, hey, you got the beta badge. Do you want to claim it? And you can add that to your profile in TNJ Chat 2.0 because you'll be part of the beta testing process and everything that's happening with it. This is a fun place to chat other than Discord when the show is not on air or when the show is on air. And it's a cool little spot to build up a community. And I think it's really shaping up. There's a lot of extra features and stuff out there already. But if you want to get in early and help with the beta testing, pop in. thenewsjunkie.com/chat. That page is going to be rebuilt to just be the chat room without the frame of the website on it in the next day or two. And the live stream is going to be a full live video for subscribers, and then the chat alongside of it looks very slick. Love it. That's going to be soon. Anyways, that's what's happening there. Missy says on TNJ Chat, are we going to get a magnet like the first 1,000 on Discord? Maybe. We'll see. Hey, Sean, tried to log back in yesterday. I couldn't get in, but I did set up a password the first time. Did you forget the password? If you did, AJ Soup, I can vacate your name and allow you to do it over again. Just email me. No? Just email me and I'll vacate your username. Tell me what it is. Do people talk at night? People do talk at night. So far, it's quite slow. It's a very, very beta test situation. But it's fun. Is there a link where you can make a command? There are commands. There's a bot in TNJ Chat 2.0. There's a bot. There are commands. I got to build out a whole lot more. If you get 1,000 points, because you get points for every message, interaction, vote, reply, all of those things. If you get up to, I think 100 points unlocks the animated emotes that you can respond with in TNJ Chat 2.0. And 1,000 points unlocks peeks, which is where you can give somebody like a peek of where you can take a picture and put it in line in the chat. Go check it out. No, on Twitch, so I can promote it. Oh, I haven't made that. How am I supposed to figure that out? Is there a link? Well, yeah, you can. thenewsjunkie.com/chat. Yeah. Thank you. Now I see what you were saying. I figured it out, Bootsy. thenewsjunkie.com/chat. I claim 2 different names, wondering how that will work out. I don't know. We'll find out. I cannot wait to get into these Afroman clips. It's going to be at the top of the hour, and I have some absolute banger clips. Incredible stuff. I got some good emails we'll get to when we come back. And the spring break takeovers are still spiraling out of control. The sheriff is freaking out. It seems like we're at the end of the rope with spring break. Couple minutes and we're back live. Thank you, Bootsy. Good to have you on board, Slacker. Hey, Center Cut Bacon. Hey, hello, everybody. Anyhow, thank you, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for hanging out today during the show. If you haven't subscribed, do that. This is the show that we do every single day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. EST. We talk about everything in the world of viral, all the drama happening on planet Earth, the greatest television show in the galaxy, and you get to watch each and every single day. Planet Earth, not this. This is a distant 500. What do we think, chat? Question. What do we think? To shave or not to shave? Yes or no? Wait, no. Let me phrase it this way. Shave or no shave? Shave or no shave? I will respect the results of chat. Grow a beard? The screen is tiny when chat is open. Don't worry, that's being fixed. That'll be fixed this week. Grow a beard, shave for fun? Shave for Courtney's sake? Don't shave. Let's see, bearded Sean. Like what? Like this kind of beard? I've never had a beard much longer than this. Not much longer than this. 90 seconds and we're back live. A lot of shaves. Just shave it off. Shave your balls? Dispatch Dan says, I'm trying to figure out if this is a thing yet. Well, it's definitely a thing. It's beta. It's beta, okay? Oh, the platform you're on is as beta as it gets. Handlebar mustache? Shave it off. Okay. All right. I see. Message received. All right, we're coming back. Here we go.
Shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Bob Pittman, Chairman and CEO of iHeartMedia. I'm sharing with you my podcast, Math and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing. Math and Magic takes you behind the scenes of the biggest businesses while sharing insights from the smartest minds in marketing. I'm talking to Liquid Death CEO Mike Cesario.
Investors don't like to invest in ideas. They like to invest in businesses.
Charlemagne the God, and our own Chief Business Officer, Lisa Coffey. Listen to Math and Magic on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Math and Magic to start listening.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
We're hanging out on a Wednesday. It's so good to have you with us here on the show. And I want to hear from you. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com, or record your message over at thenewsjunkie.com as a dispatch. Chaos! Spring break chaos. That's what they say is happening out there. And they keep using the phrase takeovers, as the spring break takeovers, which I don't know what that actually means, but it doesn't sound good. And now there have been over 100 arrests in the state of Florida alone, all right? 100 arrests just in Florida from spring breakers causing chaos. Thousands and thousands and thousands of these people from all over the country are headed to somewhere warm. They're trying to get to Florida's beaches. And police are trying to respond, and they keep calling them takeover events. I don't know if you want to call them takeovers or parties, or you could use whatever phrase you want. But it's quite bad at the moment right now, according to the sheriff's officers like Michael Chitwood. Mike Chitwood told reporters that this is really bad, and they're going to put financial penalties in place for people who are promoting these takeovers. He says these events can endanger public safety. We already talked about the one on the beach in Daytona Beach. And what they did was on Daytona Beach, there was a big gathering, a takeover, and somebody was messing with water bottles and making like fake gun noises and popping the water bottles, and everybody thought a gun went off, and everybody panicked on the beach and ran in each direction. So now they're talking about coming after these people and going after the promoters of these events. I don't know how you would actually do that, though.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because you can't really go after them for a crime before they've committed it. So, like, if the event is unsafe, you don't know that until the event's being thrown or till the event goes out of control and a bunch of people get hurt. So I don't know, how do you stop somebody from promoting something that seems like a little free speechy?
Is it an official event even, or is it just like, hey guys, this is where we're going to party at, Facebook event? Or are they selling tickets? Are they providing alcohol for people to buy?
Good questions.
Like a lot of people were just hanging out.
Good questions all the way around. Let's listen to the sheriff, because he's the one who's very upset about this, mind you. All right, this is Mike Chitwood, and he's talking about the spring break invasion is the word, the phrase that he uses. So the sheriff says in the
like the
Facebook,
Beatles all over again, but it's spring break.
Right. Spring break invasion promoters are on notice, Sheriff Chitwood says. We're coming after you financially for the cost your chaos brings to our community. Also, a special event zone with enhanced penalties will be in effect at Daytona Beach for your next chaotic pop-up event. Watch this video for more info. All right,
so
let's hear it.
We want to follow up on what occurred last weekend and where we're headed. And what I want to say is, my staff worked very closely with Senator Wright in 2022 to pass a special event zone.
All right.
And we have used that probably a half a dozen times, mostly for truck events. And we didn't use it at all in 2025. And the reason we weren't able to use it in 2025 is my staff, the folks that work in the real-time crime center, both Daytona Beach and our folks, they were able to identify promoters, send them cease and desist letters, and make contact with them, telling them
that is not the plural of cease and desist.
You are responsible financially for all the costs that we occur.
Okay, I don't know. Can you do that? So he's saying if you start on Facebook, we're going to have the Beach Bash. And the Beach Bash is going to gather people from all over the country. Everybody gather for the Beach Bash. The Beach Bash is going to be huge. Be there. It'll be wild. There'll be drinks and drugs and bikinis. And you go to the Beach Bash, and this whole thing is promoted on social media. If the cops are called, they're saying they're going to charge the person financially who was promoting it on social media. I mean, I guess they have the ability to do that. He's the sheriff. I'm going to assume that he knows what he's talking about.
Right, but then you will just promote the event under a pseudonym or
are they sending a bill? Are they filing a civil lawsuit for this? We can just charge somebody.
I will learn more here in a second. But as far as going under an anonymous name, this guy is known, this particular sheriff, for getting people from 4chan. So the anonymous thing may not help you as much as you think. If he's willing to go the extra mile, he can chase him down. AD on YouTube says he can do it per Florida statutes, and he explained it in the presser. That's what I figured. Listen.
And that worked. Well, in January this year, my folks in the Real-Time Crime Center, my special events coordinator in Daytona Beach,
100 arrests so far.
A handful of these promoters. And they sent them registered letters, including 2 that went out last night that we're going to talk about, that basically says what the law is. If you promote an unsanctioned event and we incur costs of police, fire, EMS, and trash cleanup, you are responsible for the cost of that event.
Damn.
They have gone unanswered. So now what I would like to do with you here is put them on notice to the world that you are being noticed, that if an event pops up here this weekend, and we're going to name some people here, I'm coming after your Tesla first, and then we're going after the rest of your money to pay for this thing.
I feel like he has
got
somebody
a specific person in mind.
He said Tesla, right?
He's like, listen, James, we're coming after your red Tesla. We know who you are. He's focused on somebody who's at the center of this, I think. Hiker Mom on YouTube says, Sean, the sheriff showed a promotional video from one of the beach bashes, and it's not a normal gathering. It's a huge party with no safety measures. Yeah, Hiker Mom, when we were talking about this yesterday or the day before, I said, the strange thing about this is there's no party going on, really. It's just a bunch of people standing in a group. There's no stage. There's no seats. There's no towels on the ground on the beach. There's no none of that. It's just people in a huge group like a mosh pit, and that's a recipe for disaster. So I get that. But he sounds like he's got somebody specific in mind. You know what? I'll save this. We'll get into a little more of what the sheriff said about the spring break chaos that's led to more than 100 arrests.
Listen, you better watch what you say about this. Everybody better watch what they say, or we're going to come after your black Genesis G80 that was built by Hyundai.
Oh, hey, it feels personal
24.
here.
16?
2018. 2018. And not starting right now because it hasn't run in a long time. Okay, we'll get into more of what the sheriff says about the beach bashes. The sheriff's upset about it. We'll see what he says. We'll get into your feedback. We got the question that I posed at the beginning of the show based on this study that says a huge percentage of Americans have thought about shooting another person. And the Afroman case at the top of the hour. We are loaded up on a Wednesday, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like Thanksgiving awkwardness 5 days a week. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the stream. Hello, someone in chat. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Florida Scratcher, Jason, Austin, weed consumers. Hey, everybody. All right. Let's get this week really kicked in. Let's see if we can get some secret show gifted subs going. I will throw this out there. If we can do 25 gifted subs this week, there will be a bonus stream this weekend. 25. If we can do 25 gifted subs this week, there will be a bonus stream this weekend. Couple here, couple there. You do your part. And we'll be good to go. You can gift subscriptions by going to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon over there on the website. If we get 25 gifted subs this week, There will be a bonus stream this weekend, all right? Let's see what you got. Let the kids party? Have you seen gas prices, Sean? They are quite expensive. Yeah. Just filled up the Mercedes yesterday, and it's got a big tank. It's a small car, big tank. And I think it was $65, somewhere around that. It's quite expensive. What I want to remind everybody, not meatball subs, gifted subs. What I want to remind everybody is these parties where some of the people are like, just let them party, let the spring breakers do their thing. They're not really parties. It's like putting a flyer together in a graphic design program, posting the flyer on a bunch of people's Facebook pages, and then everybody gathers in one spot and it causes chaos. So potential outcomes are really bad for a lot of places around there and the people involved. And there's like one central person who's like promoting this event, which is the breaking point where you could stop it from happening. They should be allowed to party. They should be allowed to gather and have fun. And I mean, even if they're old enough, drink. But you shouldn't be allowed to just do unsanctioned events where everybody gathers and it's a recipe for like violence to break out. A gathering, kind of like a party. Let's bring this to the people. Chat. Do you consider what they're doing just a bunch of people gathering on the beach, everybody standing next to each other? No stage, no entertainment, no nothing. Everybody was told to go to a location. They went to the location. People don't have little seating areas set up. They're all just standing there. Do you consider that a party? Yes or no, chat? Is it a party? Yes or no? Sounds like a protest? Yes, it sounds like a party. Sounds like an assembly? No. As a millennial, no, but Gen Z says yes. The generation angle is kind of interesting. We'll explore that a little bit. Yes, depending on promoter. No. It depends on the body count. The body count is huge. Hundreds of people. Hundreds of people are gathering. Or do you mean the body count of the people at the party? That's a different question. 90 seconds and we're back. A party like a riot is 3 or more people. I don't know about this. Look, I consider a party to be something with some level of organization. A party is something you put some effort and organization into. Otherwise, we're just calling all gatherings of people parties. And that is not the case. It's not a party when you shut down an intersection and everybody starts doing donuts and videotaping for the gram or whatever. Don't say for the gram. That's not a party. That's a gathering. All right, we're coming back.
Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Over and over again. I know you're bored of it. Come hang out with us. It's the three best friends you never knew had, going through the most viral stories of the day right here on this station. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. We need to have a war here over definitions, I think. I think we need to have a little bit of a war over definitions because people are going, hey, these people deserve to party. Leave them alone. The spring breakers deserve to be able to go out there and party on the streets. And I say, is this a party? Is this... When I look at some of the videos that have led to thousands of arrests, a bunch of shootings, a bunch of chaos, the sheriff, we'll get back to his press conference, freaking out about all of this. What I see is not a party. When I look at visuals like this beach with all of these people who thought there was a gunshot ringing out, but it was a plastic bottle that made a gunshot-like noise, and I'm watching these people run right now in every single direction possible, I don't see a party, all right? It's not a party to me. I mean, some of you think that a party is just like a group of people who have gathered. So let's get into that really quickly before we get back to the sheriff. If you have somebody post a flyer for like everybody's going to gather at 6 p.m. on the beach in this place, there's no stage, there's no anything, there's no seating, there's no porta potties, there's nothing. It's just like a bunch of people are gathering in one spot. Does that make a party? Is it a party when just like a bunch of people get together and there's nothing going on at the place? Because that seems like I would call it a gathering or something. I would not call it a party. And I feel like this kind of makes it seem like they're just after people having fun out there on the beach.
I don't even know how much fun they're having, but maybe that's the difference. Back in our day, the party would mean music and beer pong and probably some chairs. But I've also seen, as of late, last 10 years, people just doing the standing around. And that's it.
Just standing around on a beach.
And they'll call it a party.
And there's a bunch of people saying it's a generational thing. You don't know what's going on here. I look at this and I just go, this is people screwing around on social media, trying to get a big crowd to gather, and then the crowd is inevitably going to cause problems for people. And then they're like, well, I'm just posting stuff on social media. What's the big deal here? J-Turn calls it an invasion. Yeah, to me, it's not a party. A party is a thing, and these kids should be able to party for spring break. I get it. They should be able to have a space to have fun and enjoy themselves. They're saying party is a state of mind over on chat. Yeah, I get it. I get all that stuff. You should be able to have fun, spring break, have at it, all that. But you shouldn't be able to cause chaos, right? Like, we shouldn't allow people to post flyers for these pseudo events. Everybody gathered. There is no event. There is no security. There is no organization. There is no nothing. And it's just like they're playing the puppeteer to see how many people will show up. And then when all these people show up, they go, whoa. And then it causes chaos. We shouldn't let people do that, I don't think. And maybe you're for that. Let me know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. But Chitwood says he's going to go after these people, Sheriff Chitwood. And he also seemed to have a specific person in mind. So I want to hear a little more from his press conference. Let's see. Here he is.
I want to say this clearly because I know when we get these emails. This is about race. This isn't about race. It's about pop-up events.
Pop-up.
Truck events, invade events, whatever you want to call them. They are illegal. They put a drain on the resources of this community. They put a black eye in this community, and they endanger public safety. So that's what this is about. So let's get that out there.
I thought he said it wasn't about race.
We'll hear it anyway, but we are declaring a special event zone from University Boulevard to Silver Beach, from the ocean to the river. What that means is all traffic fines are double. What that means is I can tow and impound your vehicle for the most minor detail. Tail lights out, you don't have a driver's license, there's no insurance, we're towing and impounding your car.
Damn.
Everyone we arrest will not be given a ticket. You will physically be removed from the venue and processed at another venue. Walking down the beach with an open container, you're taking a ride. Smoking weed on the beach, you're taking a ride.
Oh.
Fighting on the beach, you're taking a ride. So that's what's going to take effect. The special event zone goes into effect Friday at 11 a.m., and we'll make the determination on Sunday on when we break that down.
All right, so who do you side with, the sheriff or the partiers here? Because there's a showdown. He's going like, I'll get you for anything. You got anything wrong with your registration, your taillights, I'm towing your car, it's going to be a pain in the ass. You got a beer or a joint or something on the beach, I'm taking you to jail. I'm getting you. You cannot do these things. And he's throwing down the gauntlet here. On the other side, they're like, what are we supposed to do? We're kids. It's spring break. We're partying.
It'll be posted. There'll be plenty of warnings out there so that you can follow suit. So we're going to show you a quick slide.
All right,
Here is number one.
Oh, here it is.
Brooks.
Oh, it's all AI. Daytona Beach Takeover, spring break, huge AI poster. It says March 11th to 15, March 18th through 22nd. Join the group chat. Oh, God. So there's like big group chats for these sort of events, and they post them on Instagram. This says there's stuff going on. It says,
yeah, there's a lineup of performances.
It's because it looks like there's a stage with speakers. There's nothing from what I've seen. There's nothing when they show up. It says White Boy Wasted. Is that a performing act? White Boy Wasted?
It's kind of hard to Google.
Pool party in perfect Daytona. Beach bash. It says beach bash.
Beach bash.
And it's so small, I can't really see it here.
She got a certified letter sent her yesterday by Daytona Beach and sent to me, basically saying that has come to our attention that you are advertising, promoting, or sponsoring, or organizing or arranging via social media at Daytona Beach Takeover, an unpermitted, unsanctioned event.
Oh, here we go. White Boy Wasted on the 19th. Wet and Wild on the 20th.
All right.
Project Daytona on the 20th. These are so generic. Daytona Gone Wild on the 21st. And
do you think these are real things, or
it says ticket links? So like they're selling tickets, I guess.
From March 18th to March 23rd. And it goes on to describe what it means, what an unsanctioned event is, how to get the proper permits. And then it goes on to tell you are further advised that as a sponsor of this event, you will be held legally responsible for the cost associated with supplemental police, fire, EMS, and sanitation services. So Elias is sitting behind a keyboard in Georgia.
Oh, no, he's got her.
And I think she fancies herself. This is her new career. She was arrested in August of last year in Cobb County, Georgia, for promoting an event involving juveniles, which wasn't permitted. It was unsanctioned, and it wreaked havoc on the community.
All right, so this does make sense. This does make sense. You can't just pretend that there's a festival going on somewhere and promote it. Like saying,
from the book of Brian McFarland, I beg to disagree.
Okay. Firefest aside, you are not supposed to pretend that there is a festival going on. Like 3 days and all this stuff is happening, but there is no event. There is no permit. There is no, there's nothing. You don't have, you're just making it up.
So it's a scam. I mean, people are buying these tickets. But he also, in the letter, gave information on how to get the proper permits so that you're going to be responsible financially for, and named all the things that you still have to get if you were going to do like a permanent event.
Yeah,
so
because it costs money.
It sounds like he's just helping make this thing more official.
Well, that's good. I mean, if they do something legally, that's what you're supposed to do. And I think he just knows they're not going to. He's like, the people who are doing this are not going to. You and I and Celie know more than anybody about this kind of stuff. Throwing a flyer up online and saying we're going to do a big event here and show up and hang out, that's one thing. Throwing an event where you have a stage, where you have hire staff, where you have You have to have a required number of porta potties. You have to hire off-duty police officers to show up to do security. You have to have the fire department come out and inspect your site. You have to have, like the laundry list of things that we have to do when we're throwing an event and a big-ass crowd comes in.
But that's why
they're not doing any of it.
That's why I wonder if it's actually real. Like, are these things, this Daytona, whatever, or the list of acts that you said were going to be there, this White Boy Wasted, they sound just so generic that it's like, is this just a money grab? And, this lady runs away with the tickets and everybody just shows up to party and they just kind of stand around because nothing actually happens?
I'm searching for Spring Break Invasion tickets. This says Orange Crush Spring Break Invasion, but that's a different one, I think. Spring Break Invasion tickets on SeatGeek. So I'm trying to find the actual tickets to this to see if they're taking money. But that would be another crime, I think, C-Lane.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just sell tickets to an event that nobody's actually going to. That would be another issue altogether. But I see what the sheriff's saying. Like, you can't just pretend and do this kind of stuff. If they're selling tickets and there's nothing going on, that's one certain crime. Number two, you have to have an organized thing. Even if you're going to do large protests and stuff, you have to work with local officials. You have to plan these things out so that people aren't in danger. And going after the people who are doing that is probably saving lives in some circumstances. You've had people die during spring break. We learned at the beginning of the show that basically 1 out of 10 people have thought about shooting somebody else. Well, that's a big crowd of a lot of people, and they're thinking about shooting each other. Next thing you know, it's going to happen. So I want to know who you side with, the partiers or the sheriff in this case. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, I'm going to give you the full download on the Afroman case. It's such a fun one. I have so many great clips for you. Do not miss out on this. If you need a laugh and a distraction, let me tell you what's going on, and I'll play for you these clips from the Afroman trial. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep on the lookout for an accident off to the shoulder getting cleared up. I-4 eastbound near Osceola Parkway might be causing delays through that Lake Buena Vista area. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways as well. There's a crash on US 27 northbound at Bates Road. Other than that, you won't be running into too much trouble tying you up or slowing you down on the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Premier Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Premier Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Premier Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-723-7533. 407-723-7533. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 407-723-7533.
Ever wonder what it's like behind the counter at those big corporate jewelry stores? Max Woodson knows, and it wasn't pretty.
It's hard to do what's best for the customer when you're given a strict outline on the profit you need to make, the dollars you need to make, the goals you need
need to hit, the commissions you have to hit. It's really hard to do what's right for the customer.
That's why Max left the Wall Street-owned chains and joined International Diamond Center, a locally owned jeweler. At IDC, it's not about quotas, it's about you.
It's getting to know people, getting to talk to people, building relationships. It's something that's important to me. It's what I love the most.
At IDC, Max can focus on what matters, doing right by customers, even if it means less profit.
I have a scenario where I have a customer that I can do the right thing for, even if it maybe makes us less money at times, and we make it happen.
That freedom means better quality diamonds, fair prices, full transparency, and honest service.
We have freedom. We're allowed to be creative, do what's best. And they really support that, and it means a lot.
International Diamond Center, where you're a family, not a sales target. Visit us in Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia for diamonds with integrity.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it.
Let's go, Mike. Sorry I missed you this break. A lot of moving pieces right now. I will talk to you during the next break. Sorry to the random Twitch user who came in and saw too many commercials and left. If you're here, I usually talk to you during the commercial breaks. We're coming back live on the show right now with the Afroman case. Stand by.
NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio 104.1.
Back to the three best friends you never knew you had. This is the News Junkie.
Party is on. Thanks for hanging out with us. Forget the same three songs over and over and over. Hang out with the three best friends you never knew you had. Going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's go on a journey together, all right? Let's go on a little bit of a ride. I'll tell you a story, and I'll play some amazing clips for you. And I think it'll be a great distraction here on your Wednesday. That's all I'm promising, and I think I'll deliver on that. This is about the case of Afroman, who is I don't know, would you call him like a comedy rapper? Is he like, just a regular rapper? He does funny songs. There's a lot of them like that.
Yeah, I guess maybe with some comedy elements, but for the most part, rapper, but also he plays guitar. There's a little bit of alternative R&B to it.
He's a showman. He's a showman, and he is an amazing, amazing performer, unless you're the person who he's beating up during the performance, because he's attacked somebody on stage before. But he's not on trial for that. Here's the deal for the Because I Got High guy, Afroman. The case centers on Afroman, real name Joseph Foreman, best known for Because I Got High, the song, and what happened after police raided his home. Police raided his house. They didn't find anything. And then Afroman turned the security footage of the police raiding his house into music videos, which is, if I may say, pretty genius. Because it's your house. You have the right to record people. If the cops want to come into your house and ransack everything, and then you want to use that footage afterwards, and you want to make a music video out of it, you can do it. Doesn't mean like you don't have to like it, but you're allowed to do that. America, home of the free. We're allowed to do things like this. So the Afroman took the footage from the police raid and turned it into music videos. The police officers...
He turned this whole incident into almost a whole album.
Yeah.
The album Lemon Pound Cake
Which I believe that's what he called one of the cops, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that too. You'll hear the clip on that. It's fantastic.
The song Lemon Pound Cake makes it sound like that was all they found there. The
funny thing about it is, before we get into that clip, they call this one cop Lemon Pound Cake because in the middle of the raid on Afroman's house, where they're supposedly looking for all this stuff, the drugs and stuff, in the middle of the raid, this fat cop stops and he looks at the food. There's food on the table at Afroman's house. There's a piece of lemon pound cake. And he took a bite of it. And
it doesn't say here that he bit it, but it says officer stares at the lemon pound cake for a good 11 seconds, which implies he wants to eat it. And the pre-chorus says, Mama's lemon pound cake, it tastes so nice, it made the sheriff want to put down his gun and cut him a slice.
Fantastic lyrics.
All right, so it says police raided Afroman's house. They found nothing. Afroman turned the footage into music videos. Police sued him. He countersued. And now it's a First Amendment versus privacy showdown. The timeline goes like this very quickly before we get into the clips. The raid, the Adams County Sheriff's Office in August of 2022 executed a search warrant on Afroman's home in Ohio. They were reportedly looking for drugs, kidnapping evidence. They didn't find any of that. They found some cash. There was nothing major found, no serious charges filed. Afroman was not at home during the raid. Security cameras inside his house recorded everything, including officers searching, joking, and counting money at his house. Late 2022 to 2023, Afroman responds. He took the surveillance footage of them going into his house and he turned it into music videos and content. He said, with one song, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? Because they busted in the door to his house.
That's one of the tracks on Lemon Pound Cake, which includes Why You Disconnecting My Video Camera and Will You Help Me Repair My Door? And that has the lines. I guess there's footage of them looking through his CDs. So verse 3 is all like, any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? Any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? How many pounds of weed are inside my CDs?
Fishbulb on YouTube says, I like how Sean does not get the facts on this. Tell me what, I'm going to ban you if you don't have a response to this that is satisfying to me. Tell me what I'm getting wrong as I'm in the middle of telling you the facts of the case. I'm belaboring this to tell you some of the facts of the case before I get to the fun clips. But tell me what I'm not getting or not understanding as I'm in the middle of explaining it to you. I'll wait. I'll wait for you. Go ahead. And if your answer is bad, you're banned. All right? That's the punishment here. The songs he made include Will You Help Me Repair My Door or Lemon Pound Cake. The videos show the deputies' faces. They include clips of them searching his house and they mock the raid. The lawsuit against Afroman from the police officers. The police officers claimed it was an invasion of privacy. Now, there's one for Moses. Invasion of privacy? You have an expectation of privacy in your own place, but you don't have an expectation of privacy in Afroman's house when Afroman is the person whose house you're searching, I don't think. Emotional distress, they're also claiming, and unauthorized use of their likeness, they said. That obviously has to be true because do you not have a camera that's in your house?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a camera in your house, which you have every right to do and is fine, if somebody comes in your house, they can't be like, whoa, this is an invasion of my privacy. They don't have an expectation of privacy in your house outside of certain spaces, I would think, like the bathroom or something.
Yes.
Like you can't have a camera in your bathroom.
But I can't record, can I record a conversation in my own house?
Yeah.
By not telling the second party? I thought it was like state by state kind of law. I forget what state this is all.
I think in your own house you can because you're allowed to have security cameras in your house. I might be wrong. We can put that on the list for Moses, but I think you'd be allowed to do that. And in this case, he's in Ohio, so it would matter like the Ohio laws. So the cops are suing him. He's suing back. He says it was a wrongful raid. It was a violation of his rights. It was emotional and financial damages. And he says he has the First Amendment right to do all of this. Now it's actually in the courtroom, and it could set a precedent of using real footage with police. So you take footage that you record of police officers, whether it's in your house or otherwise, and then you end up utilizing it for like a music video. If he wins this, they can do this more moving forward. Now, I played the clip at the intro, which is one of the police officers who is mad. In one of Afroman's songs, this cop was called balding, that he had a receding hairline, and he was called a...
Dip S.
Dip S, the S word, all right, Dip S. And the attorney was asking about this.
Can you tell me what fact about you that receding hairline or refers to, please?
I'm sorry?
What private fact of yours does that refer to?
I mean, there's a picture of me, and let's see here. Talking about
meth. There's some meth comments.
See, I wouldn't trust him with methamphetamine crack alone in my house. So I find that pretty insulting.
This is one of the officers upset at the lyrics. Now, here's the thing. I think that if you make a song and the song defames somebody, or the song is running afoul of laws, besmirching someone's name, like if you create a song about somebody and you call them a pedophile, for example, I think you should be able to go after that person. I think you should be able to
you're Drake.
Go after that person unless you're right? So unless you're correct about all of this. So if Afroman said something about them in the song and it wasn't true and it was absolutely a lie and they've had an impact on their character or life or whatever, they could get in trouble. Somebody says it's parody. Well, there could be loopholes in this, but I'm saying generally speaking, if you were flat out lying about somebody, they'd have some sort of recourse against you. So Afroman's in the courtroom. He's wearing a red, white, and blue suit. He has his afro going, of course. He has...
man, he is giving me real Larry Flint vibes.
Yeah, big time. Big time. And I want to know if you guys hate him or love him, all right? Let us know. Dispatches, emails, all that. But here's some more. Here's another one of the officers testifying.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Oh.
Wait for it.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
been with that woman since middle school.
Okay, then why would you say I know my wife is not cheating on you?
And you've been with her since middle school, but this one particular thing has caused so much emotional damage that you are suing Afroman over it.
The problem that is quite obvious, Sabrina, is that this guy can't say, obviously I know my wife isn't cheating on me, because that cuts into his case.
You want to go there?
His case is like, hey, I have to pretend that I might think maybe my wife is cheating on me. So when the lawyer goes,
how does that cut into his case?
Because if he has to say that the allegations against him, well, hold on, now I'm thinking about this in a different way. He has to say that he believes the allegations are harming him. But if he acknowledges that obviously it's like a joke and nobody believes that his wife is really cheating on him, including himself, then he can't make an argument that it's harmed his reputation, right? I think
it could still harm his reputation if other people believe it. That's the whole point of slander and libel.
I would have said something. Like if they said, if Afroman did a song like this and it said Courtney was cheating on me, no way would I hang her out to dry sitting on the stand there and they go, well, do you think Courtney might be cheating on you with Afroman? I'd be like, no. Courtney is not cheating on me with Afro.
That would be the plot twist that I never saw coming ever in a million years.
It's not happening, all right? I don't believe that that's occurring. Let's go back to it.
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
been with that woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what?
I would hope.
Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of?
This is a cop, remember.
Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
Ask your client to Afroman. Afroman is eating this up. He's just sitting there in his seat. He's got his American flag suit.
Can he use the footage from this court case to make his next album?
Yeah, he might be able to. If he wins, for sure. And then they sue him over that, and then the rest of his career is
he ends up with that guy's wife.
I mean, this stuff is kind of funny. I can't play much of it.
Is he Officer Poundcake?
I got Officer Poundcake.
I'm looking through the lyrics to "Why You Disconnecting My Video Camera," and there's I got to be careful when I read this because there's at the end of verse 2 it says, "Mad 'cause I'm black, mad 'cause I'm rich, mad 'cause I blanked your drug addict bitch. I came from L.A. and bought the whole city. Send your wife home drunk with my name on her."
Breast.
I've got Pound Cake. Here's Pound Cake. This says Officer Pound
So he
Cake
said he's
Cooley.
banged all their wives.
Yeah. Oh no. And in the video, he had ladies with their legs up, and he was going to them one by one, and he'd go to the next one and the next one. He's coming at him. He's like, the cops busted in my door, broke my door down. They didn't find anything. They didn't apologize. My revenge is making this song going out.
I keep having to remind myself that he punched a woman at a concert, and like keep having to remind myself, because this part of him, this version of him that we're seeing right now, I love it so much.
All right, here's the Pound Cake thing. Officer Pound Cake Cooley took the stand today in the Afroman trial and acted like he had no idea why he was being called Pound Cake. Roll the tape. Afroman's attorney promptly reminded him. Sean Cooley said the video and being called a thief subjected them to humiliation, emotional distress, and death threats to himself and his family.
Wait. Who's going to threaten the death of a police officer because you saw a video of him staring at Afroman's Pound Cake?
Whether he ate it or not, which apparently he didn't eat it, but
we
let's
don't
go
know.
to him. Here he is.
Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake by Mr. Foreman?
Multiple times. I ate hundreds of pound cakes at work. Different.
Wait, did he just say? He said, I got hundreds of pound cakes sent to my work. He said,
Hundreds. Did he
said he
eat
got
any of it?
hundreds of pound cakes sent to his work.
Pound Cake by Mr. Foreman?
Multiple times.
You
received hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
Okay. And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created, correct?
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him that question.
Here's the music video. So they're playing the music video now, the Pound Cake music video with Afroman, and the security footage shows the officer. All right, it shows the cops outside of his house and then going inside of his house. He's like firing off all the security footage. And then it shows the cop in his kitchen. I'm muting just in case he curses in his song Afroman here. And he shows the cop looking at the pound cake and clearly taking an interest in it. It's right here. There's the pound cake in a, I don't know what those are called, like a little cloche or something, like a glass container for a cake.
It's a cloche.
And he's got his gun pulled out, but he's looking at the cake.
Oh, that's so funny.
And
he wanna put down his vibe, every pound cake, trending on TikTok, every pound cake. He's a family guy, every pound cake, munchies because he got high.
He's got the munchies because he got high.
Pound cake.
So that's what he said about pound cake. I don't know if he go afterwards. I guess they just go back to him on the stand. But he was denying he knew about all of that. I'll play this for you now because this was one of my favorite parts. Here's Afroman on the stand. All right, glasses with the American flag, suit with the American flag.
Beautiful.
His First Amendment king here, an afro like you wouldn't believe. I don't know if it's a real afro or if he's
real afro.
Coolio style.
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about him, the more money you can make.
Is Afroman.
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you...
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house. kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Oh, Afroman fires back in the courtroom here. Full on American flag suit, tie, all the rest. Let's see.
I am so glad there are cameras in this courtroom. Could you imagine?
So many more clips. We'll take a quick break, I guess. We'll take a quick break. I have a bunch of really good clips still to get to here in the Afroman case because it is starting to go viral, and I certainly wanted it to get some attention on the show. So we'll put this aside. We'll get to the other clips from Afroman and company and these cops. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Wait till you see these other clips. I saved the best for last. But I want to ask Chef Adam, a chick named Woody, I want to ask everybody in chat. So far, who are you siding with? Afroman or the cops? Choose one. All right? Afroman or the cops? You have to pick one. Who are you siding with right now? Sean, are you going to do the son of a bitch one? Let me see if I have it. Afroman or the cops? Afroman for sure. I side with the cake. Hang on. I've got tears coming up. They start crying on this damn. Afroman, 100% no jury's going to side with the cops on this. Afroman, go get him, Afroman, says Missy on TNJ Chat. Those SWAT deputies are lucky that Sean doesn't know how to rap. True. I was going to get a beer, but then I got SWAT. Afroman for president? Siding with Afroman, says Johnny. He pretty much says, my mom has been dead for some time. I'll tag you in it in news. Send it to Tips. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, please. I mean, I think personally, that's pretty funny. And the cops made a fundamentally dumb decision in suing the guy. They should have just ignored it and continued on their way, and, who cares? Suing the guy was the worst decision possible. Because now you kind of look bad in front of the world, I think. Great court case in the battle between facts versus feelings. That's a good point. Like, did his song hurt your feelings? And the cop not stepping up to say, like, no, of course I don't think my wife is cheating on me with Afroman. Like, buddy, you're going to sell your wife down the river? Say you don't know. What? WTF is going on here? I'm behind. Dwayne, don't be late. We're deep into the Afroman clips from the Afroman court case, and I got a lot more where this came from. Couple minutes and we're back live with those other clips. It's footage of them at work for the government. Case law is so absolute on that right, I'm surprised they made it this far. It's a civil suit, right? I'm pretty sure it's a civil suit, so they're just suing back and forth. You're pretty much free, just as you're free to make the music videos. You're pretty much free to sue somebody else. And they pushed it all the way through to an actual courtroom. The sheriff of that county should feel embarrassed for his deputies. True. Shallow says king. Barbara says, at least it wasn't sad news and maybe LOL. I mean, I told you I'd serve up a good distraction here. I got more. We're not down deep enough into the Afroman courtroom story yet. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Hang on. Stay by. I don't think it made the cops look bad. I think they just look dumb. I think they look bad. They're going to look worse in a bit here. Stand by for that. Thank you to Sun State John for the 13 gifted subs. Let me add that. Let me add it. Stand by. Big news. $13 gifted subs. Boom! Look at that. Sun State John with the 13 gifted subs. Claim them over on thenewsjunkie.com. That brings us closer to our goal. I want to see you step up now. Thanks for sending me the email with this other clip. I'll check it out. I want to see you step up as well. Thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon. That's 13 down, 12 to go. Do your part, and we'll unlock a bonus stream this week. It's not bad. We got a handful of days here, right? All the rest of today, Thursday, and Friday. 12 more subs, and you unlock a bonus stream. Just gift more Secret Show subs at thenewsjunkie.com/gift. Or claim the ones that Sun State John was so nice to donate. All right, here we go.
And all their solo hits. Listen commercial free. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Beatles Now and Then, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
Courtroom trial and all the viral clips it's delivering up. I'll play these for you in just a moment, and I'll restate it for those of you just joining us here on the show. Join us with the dispatch and email, anything else over at thenewsjunkie.com. Huge shout out and thank you to Sun State John for 13 gifted subs. Those are available right now on thenewsjunkie.com. Secret Shows subscriptions you can grab while they're available. They will not last for long, literally a matter of seconds before those are gobbled up. All you have to do is click the claim button, and you will unlock Secret Shows, the uncensored shows, and the entirety of all the bonus stuff on thenewsjunkie.com. Right now, go grab those, and thank you to Sun State John. All right, here's the quick rundown, the very, very quick rundown, if you missed what we were talking about, because this is a fun ride. Afroman, the rapper, the Because I Got High guy, he was raided by the police. The police said they were looking for information about somebody being kidnapped or drugs, and they tore his house to pieces. They broke his door down. They flipped off his camera, and he had security footage of the entire raid inside his house. So Afroman takes to it and makes a bunch of songs and music videos out of the cops in his house. They start calling one of the officers lemon pound cake because
Officer Pound Cake.
Officer Pound Cake was glaring at the lemon pound cake on the counter in the kitchen at Afroman's house. And he says all sorts of stuff about these officers in this courtroom. And then the officers get butthurt about it. They busted in his house. They don't find anything incriminating. And they get mad because he took the security cam footage. And when he took the security cam footage and made a music video out of it, it made them look bad. So they didn't like it.
Emotional distress.
Yeah, emotional distress. And then, like he slandered them. All of those things are in this actual court case. And I've got more of this. I love this very, very short clip of just a quick correction. Afroman, again, in all of his American flag gear on the stand, American flag glasses, all the rest. Just a quick correction.
Hits you had was, but then I got high.
Because I got high.
Because I got high.
The guy goes, one of your hits was, but then I got high? No. Because. It's because.
Hits you had was, but then I got high.
Because I got high.
Yeah. Because I got high.
Yeah. He sounds much more professional sitting on the stand than I would have imagined from Afroman's songs.
I love that suit, too.
He's fighting. He's fighting for, he says, the First Amendment. And I've got a bunch more clips here. Some of them are crying, some of the officers. Here's one of the officers in question. This is one of the deputy's ex-wives who was a defense witness for Afroman. Oh, no. Stand by the dump button on this one.
She's a defense witness for Afroman?
Yeah.
Did she bang him?
Afroman called one of the officer's ex-wives for his own witnesses. He's going full in on this. Here's one of the cops' ex-wives, but stay by the dump button because they're going to be talking about WAP, and I'm worried that they're going to say
I'll give you the complete song and then summarize it because I only want to say it once.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the song Wet?
All right, I'm going to stop right there. All right. Okay.
But there's a song, if he starts to say hard, there's a song on the album that seems to be like the male version of WAP.
Okay.
That's HAD.
So wet ass P is what he just said to this woman, the ex-wife of one of the cops that's on the stand here. If he says the other one, I'll bring it down.
Is that a rap song?
It is.
Has your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
Oh no, her kids in class, she's a teacher, her kids in class are playing the Afroman song.
It's got a good
beat. To it. Did they think that was fact?
No.
So they didn't think that was depicting anything in real life?
No.
Oh, no, they're playing the WAP song in class, I guess, right? Okay, yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
Right. No, I did not.
Okay, well, it could be.
You've heard the song, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No.
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women?
No.
That's right.
That woman just processed some things right there. She's like, wet ass P isn't derogatory.
I mean, technically, they're getting theirs.
I don't. She's like, actually,
women.
It's not an insult, I wouldn't say. But she like looked up into the air, like, huh? Is it?
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women?
No.
No.
Even though it says nasty things about them?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's the artist's opinion, I guess. That's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but
yeah.
Oh, there you go. This is one of the ex-wives of the cop, and she's again testifying on Afroman's side. That's how bad this has all gotten. What else do I have here? There's so many different clips.
Man, I thought she was going to testify that she banged Afroman.
That would be so great.
Which would sort of, kind of back up the theory that he banged all these cops' wives.
Which is why the one wife was so very sensitive, or the one husband was so very sensitive of not saying that his wife was indeed cheating on him. When the attorney
I've been
goes,
with that woman since middle school.
The attorney goes, they said that your wife was cheating on you. And he goes, yeah. Is your wife cheating on you? He goes, I don't know.
You want to go there?
You don't know? You don't know if your wife's cheating on you? You don't know if Afroman just made it up in the song? You think he's like, I don't know. I've been with her since middle school. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Also, wow.
Yeah. So the officers are not doing so well so far. Let's go to another clip here.
A couple of questions. So, Mr. Cooley, sorry, Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake.
Oh, the Pound Cake guy. Okay.
By Mr. Foreman.
Multiple times.
All right. So this is when they play the actual video of the lemon pound cake thing
If
in the music
Afroman
video.
wins this,
Uh-huh.
the album is going to get so many more numbers and listens.
It's going viral right now, so it must be popping
Yeah,
off.
I don't even think he has to win for that to happen.
Yeah, like I think it's happening right now.
But would
I
they
think
have to, is it part of the lawsuit against Afroman taking that album down or the music videos down?
It depends on if they win or not. I mean, if they win, they could have a claim against him and any kind of money that he's made and all of that. But if they lose, then he just doubles down on all of this and has even more footage, I guess.
And more songs.
Yellow Jack says, slow news day. This is a glorious story. What are you talking about? Everybody bully Yellow Jack on YouTube, please. Just call him dumb real quick. This is a glorious, glorious sideshow story. What an absolute loser comment. I got more from this officer, but again, I'm worried that they're going to curse. And one of them cries at one point, which we have to work in.
I'm going to get your steps in things.
He looks like he regrets being part of this now that it's public and happening.
Yeah, this is the officer. This is somebody like doing the commentary. Oh, this is...
Oh my God.
No way.
They showed the officer in the courtroom on Afroman's Instagram, and it says Afroman posted a photograph of the officer and then the officer in wrestling tights.
That's the actual officer, or you just compared him to a wrestler? Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, it says, good morning, ladies. This guy was easy. Introducing Colonel King Kong Bundy. Let me know if you have a nickname better than mine. That's an old school wrestler name that people were going at. And so he was posting all these photos of the officers and then just kind of memeing them and making fun of them. And glorious. I got to get the crying, though. Afroman crying. It wasn't Afroman, by the way, that was crying. I'm just searching for this to see if I can find the actual moment. Because somebody on the stand started crying. That's the lemon pound cake one. Is this it here?
You're claiming that is the defamation statement, is that he said he had sex with your wife?
This is the original one.
Yes. All right. Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
This is where he wouldn't say his wife wasn't cheating.
You have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Bro. I can't believe he didn't just say no there. I can't believe he didn't say no. That's not the crying, though. I got to find the clip where there's the woman on the trial is absolutely just like bawling, I guess.
There's a woman?
Yeah, because I see the officer crying in the still footage, the pictures I'm looking at here, C-Line, this lady here. Yeah, but I can't find the actual clip of her crying in the courtroom. We'll find it. We will find it. See if you can locate that, C-Line, and I'll play this at some point in time. But it's just been the most unbelievable court case to follow. And it's a very, very fun distraction from all the things going on out there in the world. So let us know what you think. Do you side with Afroman or the police officers? I guess I got one more. Is this a different one or is this the same we saw? Excuse me.
I didn't know nothing. The lady at the sheriff department just volunteered the information.
It's Afroman.
Sitting there, you know, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News that the money wasn't right.
Do you remember in your deposition when I asked you why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house.
Epstein.
With AR-15s. So that's why I brought the news and my attorney. So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the miscount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must have got something bad in mind.
So he's saying the money wasn't counted up right afterwards. Like they went through Afroman's money and it wasn't all there. It said they recorded collecting $4,390. Body camera footage and subsequent counts suggested they only had $4,000 from the start. So they don't know if some of the money might have gone missing or they counted it wrong off the jump. And he said in there he wanted the news to be with him because he didn't want to get beat up or Epsteined was his actual comment in court. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'll try to find the one with the officer crying.
Yeah, look for. I haven't seen the video yet. I have the picture again. Her name is Lisa Phillips, the Adams County deputy sheriff. Got emotional.
Phillips with two L's?
Yes, got emotional while testifying in court.
All right. Okay, hold on. I see so many things here. All right. One of the officers is this Lisa woman. And I guess this is her making sure that people don't think that she has a penis. I'm not sure. Well, I'll play it for you. We'll go over this. Let's see. Here we are.
The client.
She got a deep voice, this lady.
She has got quite the voice.
Objection. Are we sure you don't?
I mean, this woman, she goes, the client was singing in his driveway, and he was saying that I lick, and then, offensive word. Yeah.
He has a song for her called Lick 'em Low Lisa.
I mean, it's funny. I'm sorry. I'm sure some people will be like, well, this is irresponsible, and he's going against the police officers. The police officers, they busted into his house. They didn't find anything incriminating. They didn't do anything about it. And then he just used his own security footage of them doing what they were doing. I've got more of this. So we'll work in a little bit more later, and I'll try to find the actual crying video. We'll move on to a couple of different things. One of them will be, of course, the next episode. What's coming up on the next episode?
Well, I'll tell you. What's coming up on the next episode? We mentioned him in the beginning of the show, and apparently that was enough to summon him. And Gene Simmons' latest weird crap coming out of his mouth. Shia LaBeouf back in the news, and this time in Italy, and only in his underwear. Plus, ready to feel old and wonder where our youth has gone to. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Wednesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting a cool.
Hello. Walk behind the scenes. Thank you for chat for handling this. Do not pop into chat and be like, must be a slow news day. Must be a slow news day. You want to talk about Iran for 4 hours? No, it's a viral news show, so we talk about everything. And this is one of the trending stories of the day because people want a distraction, and it's fun, and it's interesting. Okay? All right? I just need you guys to police that a little bit in chat because people will go in there and be like, nah, must be a slow news day. Talk about gas prices? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the pain of the pump continues. Gas prices, more like fast rises. Stand by. Stand by. Go fuck yourself, nerd. Hey, ex-swimmer, how are you? I banned him. Don't do the attention-getting stuff. Don't do the slow news day stuff. I'm going to ban you every time. It's like having a party and everybody's having a good time and enjoying themselves. And you're like, should we really be doing this with climate change going on? Fuck you. Goodbye. Kathy says, I appreciate you not dwelling on politics for 4 hours. It's like we can compartmentalize stuff. We'll do a little this here. We'll do a little serious here. We'll do a little politics here. Who do you think you're talking to? CNN? Get out of here. Abraham says, does it show beta somewhere? Well, on the chat, if you claimed the badge, it should show it there on the bottom by your username. Did I miss the bullying? Did you get him? Yes. Yes. He has been got. Cryptocurrency looking better than it was because of the wars. This is like the old back and forth because the stock markets have been a little rocky. The Dow is not at 50,000. The Dow is at 50,000. The Dow is not at 50,000. But because of that, the cryptocurrencies are going up a little bit. We'll get into all the things happening in the world. And maybe a little more Afroman here and there. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to come back with the next episode. Stand by. Here we go. Stand by, everybody. Thank you again, Sun State John. All of those gifted subs at thenewsjunkie.com have been claimed. Thank you for that.
Remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When it comes to metal roofing, professionals trust Tri-County Metals. Now, get rewarded with a factory direct rebate up to $500. Learn more and register at TriCountyMetals.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the News Junkie.
Chat with you today and always. Thank you for supporting the show. Thanks for hanging out. The three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. We'll get into your emails, your reactions, your dispatches. We'll get into a boatload more stories that we have to focus on here on the show today. Right now, let's get into this. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Bro, did I get that on my effing dash cam?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day. Hold up.
Hold up is right. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com, the Home Loans Radio Show. Looking to make that big life decision of buying your first dream home. Perhaps you're looking to refinance that beautiful home you own. Compare the first mortgage quote you get and get that money off the table and back in your hands. All of those things can be a confusing process, but not when it comes to That Mortgage Guy Don. Start that process today by going to his website, ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
29 years ago, 1997, thousands of people lined up the streets of Brooklyn for the funeral procession of whom?
The Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
He loves it when you call him Big Papa. And it was on this day that fights erupted. Police busted out the pepper spray. 9 people were arrested. Rest in peace, Biggie. Was it a takeover? Was that considered a takeover then?
No, that was more what they had for DMX's funeral.
Oh, that
which
was fun, too.
pretty awesome. They had like cars with giant wheels spinning through the streets and people partying.
And here we are. Speaking of parties, it turns out that the drama, even after every single joke and camera pointed Timothée Chalamet's way in reference to ballet, they still said, we got one more sting for you. And this brought to you by the New York Library of Performing Arts that posted a clip just yesterday. Busted.
You're busted. Yeah, she's finally gonna see the light. You're busted.
Chalamet.
What is that from?
It's the Busted song from a Disney show.
Oh.
But I just took out all the other lyrics about who it's about and kept the busted. And he got busted dancing ballet. I sent you the clip in the group chat, Sean. It was a clip of him as a 6-year-old on stage in Romeo and Juliet doing the ballet.
Let me see.
It's
just give more credibility on this topic. All right, here we go. I'm unmuting it. Here it is. Oh God. Is Cupid with a little bow?
It's a very.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's just a very short clip of him on stage in some production.
Timothy's mother, grandmother, and older sister all studied ballet, and he's spoken before about growing up backstage at ballet productions, which made the shading of said ballet vicious to the ballet world.
Wouldn't he know whether or not it's dying if he was growing up backstage at these places?
I mean, someone was dying. He was just whipping out that arrow to shoot him right in the heart.
Oh, that piercing sound was playing.
It's like Revenge of the Nerds that's playing out with this weird story.
Guess who's back?
Eminem? Shia LaBeouf.
And now he's topless and in Italy. When in Rome, am I right, guys? Appearing to cause some commotion in a hotel lobby, and all he needed was a damn match. That's the second video under the ballet of Chalamet.
All right.
And he's wearing just his boxer briefs, a loose cigarette hanging from his mouth, begging a woman if she has a match so he could light that sucker up.
Can I play this, or is he cursing?
Yes, I believe it is censored, but I'm ready to dump if not.
Come on, bro, give me a match. You got a match? Come on, bro, give me a match. You got a match?
That's it.
Okay, these are much shorter than I had thought.
He's in his boxers in the hallway. This woman is like, what's going on here? Shia LaBeouf really wants this cigarette right now.
He traveled to Italy to attend his dad's baptism.
All right.
Congratulations. All right. Court docs showed his request to leave New Orleans was initially denied in favor of him continuing his substance abuse treatment. Later, his lawyer came back with a new request, which the court greenlit. Unfortunately, not lit was that cigarette because of the lady who was super embarrassed. Now, remember, the legal mess stemming from the very rough Mardi Gras that was just a mere month ago. And now he's in Italy celebrating his dad finding our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And just like Beetlejuice, but we only had to say his name once, and it was a hypothetical situation, was it not? Yet here I have a headline with Gene Simmons in it.
Oh, here he is.
Gene
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame talk?
Oh, this is going to be part of the venue Hall of Fame, if he has anything to do with it. He says Kiss is going to go where no band has gone before, which includes an Avatar show that they teased at the end of 2023.
An Avatar show?
An Avatar show.
The movie franchise, like with the blue people?
Yeah, I think it's just maybe cartoons of them. Hopefully they have legs, unlike the Facebook avatars. He says details will be revealed in, and I quote, under 2 years. Mind you, the first mention of this was in 2023. It'll also be so mind-blowing that it'll make the Las Vegas Sphere, and I quote again, look like a popcorn fart.
All right.
He says the Avatar show will be around...
like Heisenberg?
It'll be around the world and not just one location, and will attack the senses, not just the eyes like virtual reality. If you see a dragon coming in to scoop you up and it breathes fire, there's going to be fire all around you, popcorn fart. And you're going to feel that heat. The fire, the brimstone, the coffee, you'll be able to smell it, says Gene. Also has a biopic and cartoon in the works and a Finnish documentary, not to mention a Kiss cruise. Landlocked in Vegas. So the final tour never ends if it's up to Gene Simmons. On the boob tube, we have NCAA basketball first four go Lehigh, Prairie View, SMU, Miami OH. Good luck. Have fun. The Masked Singer on Fox. Dirty Rotten Scandals, The Price is Right on E! And you can catch Kerry Washington on Fallon. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. But most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. We have a lot of stuff to get into as we roll on to the show, including an update in the Nancy Guthrie case. Didn't expect that. And I want to talk about a man who was arrested. And after they arrested him, he got hit with some pretty brutal charges, right? And the thing that really stood out to me was there was a feature in his house that the cops pointed out. And they said, when we saw that this guy had this in his house, we knew something was wrong. We knew something bad was wrong. You go into somebody's house and they got this going on in their house, we know something's going wrong. I'll tell you what they found inside this guy's house, and we'll go through the story because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
On the major roadways this afternoon, you're going to get caught up in some familiar delays. Nothing too bad affecting your ride on I-4, Florida's Turnpike. On U.S. Highway 1, there's a serious accident southbound at Commonwealth Boulevard, blocking all lanes. Northbound lanes are getting affected. And keep in mind, people are on vacation, so expect the roadways by the beaches to be busier than normal.
Hello. Welcome back behind the scenes of the show. The Stephanie says, it's good to be seen unless it's by cops in my house. True, but you would have that sweet footage right now and you'd be able to do something with it. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Twitch. How are you? Good to see you, partner. Another quick little note for those of you in TNJ Chat 2.0. If you ask a question and then hit exclamation point predicto, all one word, exclamation point, and then P-R-E-D-I-C-T-O, exclamation point predicto with a question, predicto on TNJ Chat will answer your question. I know sports about as much as Sean, which is to say a lot. I wonder if all the old app chatters have gone back to that chat, Avendasaurus says. Believe it or not, there are still people in the old app chat from the app that hasn't been updated in like years and years and years and years and years. It still functions, so there's still people hanging out over there. Little do they know. Still showing peen? Good God, no. I think those weirdos have been weeded out. Praise the Lord. Okay, I'm going to open this story with you guys first. Tell me what you think. They arrested this man in what they called a house of horrors. And the police said there was one thing that was shocking to them. Disturbing when they looked through this guy's house. I should tell you up front that this man hit with over 100 charges, including some very terrible, terrible crimes, child internet content, that kind of stuff. They said this guy didn't have any kids at all. No kids at all. But when the police went in his house and started searching around, there were multiple rooms done up as kid rooms inside his house. He lived alone. He didn't have any kids. But this weirdo, and I'm going to tell you all of the details here, No, it wasn't a garage studio full of toys. This weirdo had rooms decorated for children that he didn't have. If that's not a big red flag, I don't know what is. I'll give you all the details in a moment. Yeah, that's not what my house looks like. I hope not. That's weird though, right? What's he building in there? He has no dog, no kids. Tom Waits. I've been getting IG accounts of people taking their lifelike dolls to Disney. I too have seen that, Bootsy, on Twitch. I too have seen that. It's cringe and weird, and this is why people think bad of theme park people. It's weird and cringe. This guy had child sex dolls in his house, and he had rooms made up like it was a kid's room, but he didn't have any kids that live with him. Is that a red flag to you, chatter? Yes or no? Is that a red flag to you? Yes or no? I'll hit you up with the details in a second. Plus emails. I can't do two chats? Don't! Pick one. Pick a chat. Or do YouTube or Twitch, and then after the show is over, hang out with everybody else over on the app chat or Discord. You got lots of options, but pick one. All right, let me just check here. All of those subs were claimed very quickly. All right, lots of emails to hit, which we're going to do when we come back. That guy was a creep? Oh, yeah, wait till you hear these details are insane. It's very, very, very weird. Yeah, Travis, yeah. Like, to be a grown man, to have all the content, the child sexual exploitation content, you know what I'm talking about, to have that on your person, and then to have rooms in your house decorated as kids' rooms when you have no kids. Who's been in those rooms? We're going to come back. We'll talk about this story. Eventually, we'll take a little break from it, but eventually we'll get into more Afroman clips. I got dispatches queued up. We got more controversies to get into. A Nancy Guthrie update. Yeah. Ex-swimmer says child sex dolls? Yes. Wait till you hear the details. Crazy.
LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or two or four. You're listening.
You can watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/The News Junkie. Peek into the studio in real time or watch afterwards with the links in the featured section of thenewsjunkie.com. Said that weird. Thenewsjunkie.com. This is one of the weirdest stories I've seen in a while, and I want to get to this before I get to some of your heated emails coming in here momentarily.
Ooh, the heated.
But, yeah, I mean, there's some good, some bad. We'll get into those. We'll see what people have on their mind. I always like to work in the feedback. But first this, because this is truly a shocking story. And it says, House of Horrors, disturbing discovery at a Sanford home in Sanford, Florida, that's where this happened, sparks 100 charges. Now, there was one thing about this house when cops broke in that stood out to them more than anything. And when I read this part of the story, I was like, wow. I want everybody to have a trial, but if this is a guy that ends up under the jail, my God, I will not feel bad for him. This is a guy named Blake McInnes. He's 37 years old. He's facing 100 charges in a child porn investigation.
Oh.
But even though that was found at his house, that's not the weird thing I'm talking about.
All right.
A Sanford man now faces 100 charges in a major investigation on child abuse of material, according to the Florida Attorney General. General James Uthmeyer, I think, is, I don't know how you say his name. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer?
I believe. Yeah, Uthmeyer.
Uthmeyer held a news conference on Tuesday to announce the arrest of 37-year-old Blake McInnes, whose home was searched last week by state investigators. And this guy, kind of looks like you might imagine he would look like after hearing some of these details. According to the FDLE, that's Florida Department of Law Enforcement, agents received over 70 cyber tips back in January about somebody uploading child pornography online using AI to generate the images. Investigators say they traced this back to McInnes and it kicked off an investigation. So on his computer, they found those kind of files, but that wasn't it. There was more. Actually, is this the press conference here? Let's see. It's so long. I don't know. I want to get to the part about the bedrooms, but
it's good to be here.
Let me see.
This morning, I'm joined today by Representative.
Let me see.
That's a lot of people.
To incidents where we might have child predators on the loose.
Right.
Why these childlike sex dolls are illegal under Florida law.
All right, so he had child sex dolls apparently in his house, this guy. But more than that, the thing that horrified a lot of the officers who were going into this house was this guy who didn't have any kids. All the rooms in his house were done up as kids' rooms.
Yeah.
Like one of the rooms I was looking at says girl cave, no boys allowed. Girls just want to have fun. And it's got all kinds of kids' clothing, including there's little girls' underwear in the room and stuff. The guy had all of the rooms in the house done up like little kids' rooms. He has no kids. No, he has no kids. There's nobody living there.
At least he doesn't have any kids.
Yeah, right. But
was he preparing to kidnap children or something?
Or was somebody in there at some point in time? Let's see here. I want to hear him talk about the actual rooms.
Because we have to nip these evil villains in the bud before they can lay a finger on our little kids.
It's the Attorney General.
I want to thank Representative Plakin. I'll let her talk a little bit about the bill that she sponsored this year that I have no doubt will be signed into law very soon.
Do we miss him talking about the kids' rooms? Let me go back.
Working around the clock every single day to take these cases very seriously. This tip led them to Mr. McInnes' house, and what law enforcement saw when they arrived left them speechless. They entered into a house of horrors where this individual had decorated with little girls' underwear, toys, a room dedicated for a little girl, sex dolls, which are illegal under Florida law. And ultimately, they found thousands of files of both actual child pornography as well as AI.
Jeez, man. This guy, again, everybody deserves a trial, but this is a bury him under the jail kind of individual here. That is really shocking behavior.
Given the AI-generated images, was that not part of a recent slew of past laws in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
But
I know that we outlawed AI-generated porn images of identifiable people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I know there was discussion on AI-generated child sex abuse material. I know that there are
I bring this
arguments for it.
He must have been running it himself because you can't just do this on like the regular ones, I would imagine.
Okay, so which leads me to, I mean, there's not a website. It's just like your own downloaded AI software.
I would think, because I wouldn't, geez, if any of the major companies had an AI where you could put in that kind of stuff about kids and produce some sort of material like that, I think there would be major outrage.
I think they should expose whatever that program or the website was called.
But does that risk telling other people who are like this guy, like, that's the software I need? That's
but
even
it's
creepier.
awful.
It says, additionally, investigators found that McInnes had children's bedrooms decorated despite not being a parent. In these bedrooms, law enforcement found massive amounts of paraphernalia, childlike dolls, as well as children's toys and clothing. The dolls were anatomically correct, and children's underwear was discovered inside. Bro. So
he's been doing
up.
this for years. That's a pretty built-up house.
So, did we determine that none of the stuff he possessed actually contributed to any child abuse?
No, it was actual child
some of
porn
it was
stuff.
real. Yeah. Some of it was real, actual kids. Other was AI-generated stuff. Both of them, I guess, illegal, and depending on what place you're in or something.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole thing is very, very strange. But just the idea that somebody who doesn't have any kids has their whole room and the rooms in their house decorated like that makes me think that they had a plan at some point to reel some people in, to reel some young kids in, and then like put them in those rooms, Ariel Castro style. You know,
who did? What was the tip?
There's multiple tips.
Okay.
Yeah, multiple tips.
He was like
posting
60 or so.
Yeah. He was posting this stuff online somewhere.
Oh. Okay.
And people who saw were like, whoa, and they started reporting this guy because he just kept posting it over and over and over, almost like he wanted to get caught. Very weird. Hit us with your feedback on this one, too. What should happen to this guy? What do you think? AI twists, all that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com or record your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Jay emails the show. Jay says, hello, News Junkie. Podcast listener here listening to Tuesday's show. I forgot most of what we talked about on Tuesday, but I'm sure it was a thing.
Oh, yeah, that one Guinness really took you out, I'm sure.
That was really hammered.
So warm.
You guys were talking about the person with the legal strategy the defense attorneys were using for the young man who placed the pipe bomb in Washington, D.C. Yeah, okay. So to bring it back, the guy who was wanted for a very long time by the FBI, who put pipe bombs outside the Republicans' offices and the Democrats' offices the day before January 6th. His attorneys are saying, hey, there was a blanket pardon for anybody involved in the January 6th or associated incidents. And we even read the letter of the pardon that was issued by the White House.
I mean, not even associated incidents. I think when we read the text of the pardon, it was convicted for an event taking place at or near the Capitol.
Yeah, which I said that his attorneys really came up with something clever here, as bad as this person was if they did this. But Jay continues, well, I'm no legal scholar and have nothing to do with working in the law business. When I heard that he was caught, that was my first thought. The president pardoned everybody that committed these crimes near the Capitol that day. Now you're talking about the legal strategy, which actually made me laugh out loud. Then I had to explain to the office while I was laughing, and we're at about an 80-20 split on the fact that the pardon does cover him around my office.
Who's winning?
80% being in agreement.
All
so
right.
he's saying 80% of his office thinks that this guy might have a crazy Uno reverse card out for the pipe bombing trial. For those who said the pardon wouldn't cover him because he placed the bombs before January 6th, all the guys that showed up with guns that day wouldn't be eligible for pardons either because they transported their guns before that day. It's a very interesting debacle. Love the show. Love you guys. Wiggles and pops all the way around. Another email coming in. This person says about the gas station drugs and age restrictions, because this came up on the show yesterday. I forgot what that drug was called that we were talking about. It was
7-0.
7-0-H
is the short term for it.
And it was supposed to be like what?
Like fentanyl.
Oh, fentanyl.
It's a very concentrated derivative of the kratom plant. It's like a synthetic kind of deal. I think it's from various things that I've read. And then we got a lot of feedback on the texting service that for a lot of those gas station drugs, you might actually have to be 21 to buy them.
Really? Okay.
That's what people were chiming in with.
This person says, I don't think there's an age restriction on that stuff because most of it's not for human consumption. It even says right on it, says this person, which would be at odds with what some of the texters say. But I would tend to agree with a swarm of texters who are probably looking at this stuff.
So why sell it if it's not for human consumption? I know that the idea of bath salts was that you're supposed to put them in the bath with you and not consume them. What is the point of all of the gas station drugs that aren't for human consumption?
To cover their asses?
The one that we showed yesterday, that 7-OH, which makes people look like they're on fentanyl or something, and it's a kind of like legal in a loophole kind of thing. It didn't look like it was for anything else. The packaging looked like it was a drug that you were supposed to take.
Yeah, for sure.
And it even said, like, really strong. This is, like, very, very strong on the packaging.
When you buy stuff that you can later choose to consume or not, but it's not for human consumption, there usually is a point. Like when you buy raw milk from a farm, it's to feed animals. You know,
Right.
when you buy bath salts, it's to put in a bath and make your bath more pleasurable.
Fireworks
are to scare off the birds that might be
on our farm.
Or perhaps terrorizing my cul-de-sac on July 3rd.
For those of you who don't know, there at some places has been in the past a form you have to fill out when you buy fireworks in certain places, and it assures people that you're not going to really light off the fireworks in your neighborhood. You're only purchasing them to scare animals.
It's agricultural use only, yes.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Kathy emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. It says, not renewing your contract. Hey, Sean, I missed the part of your show today, but when I tuned in a few months ago, you stated that June 30th was your last date with iHeart. That is true. That is when my contract ends. June 30th is the final day of my contract, which is just over 100 days. She says, if true, I'm sorry to hear this, as I'm a relatively new listener, as I stated as much last week in chat. Where will you be going? I like your format style, engaging the chat people and posting remarks. Comments about other shows. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for sending the email, Kathy. And yeah, I have not heard anything back. I know a lot of the suits are on the move at the moment. If I hear something, I'll tell you. If I don't, then June 30th would be my last day working for iHeartRadio. And at that point, I would, I'm not hanging up my headphones. I'm not stopping. I'm not anywhere close to being done. I have a million more things that I want to accomplish.
They tried to stop me. I'm not stopping.
You can't stop me.
I don't remember the exact Wolf of Wall Street quote, but
I'll do the rant without any F words if I can remember it at some point in time. But as far as now, I don't have anything new for you. I'm telling you the truth. My contract ends in June. I didn't reach out to iHeart at all. iHeart then was approaching me. I wouldn't say like aggressively, but they were very, very insistent that we talk. And then when I didn't respond, we're like, okay, come on. We need to chat about this. I've had several meetings with them. The last meeting was me sending an email of here's what I need to make this work for X amount of years more. And I haven't heard anything back. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means like they just don't want to do it. And if they don't, that's fine. I think we're at a point right now where we're at a huge inflection point in the media landscape. You have the ability to do podcastings. I have my entire studio where I could do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm not reliant on a radio station to provide the equipment for me to be able to create this kind of content. I've worked hard to establish bases on different social media platforms. On Facebook, I'm coming up on 150,000 followers or something over there. On YouTube, we're finally getting some traction and building up a big following over there. All this stuff is headed in the right direction. I don't know if my time to break away and just kind of focus on the next level of my career is now, or if iHeart wants to make a deal and do something bigger with this show before that happens way down the road. I literally don't know. And that's how this stuff kind of should be. You should just go, I believe in myself. I'll always bet on myself 1,000,000 times over. I put every waking moment of my day into this kind of stuff. I wake up and I live and I eat and I breathe and I ask this stuff, and that's what I do. I do this all day long. So I am very, very confident in myself, my abilities to do this kind of stuff, my connections within the industry. I'm at a really good place. Will it continue with iHeart? Will it continue with this show in this format? I have absolutely no clue. And honestly, that's kind of exciting to me for the first time in a while. That's kind of an exciting prospect for me. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This is not me lying to you. This is not some sort of weird negotiation tactic. This is simply me being honest with you and answering the questions people are asking about this topic. So as of right now, June 30th would be my last day. That's the last day that I'm contractually obligated to crack a microphone and talk for 4 hours on this show. But if anything happens between now and then, I'll let you know. Steve emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Steve says, Sean, well, I am mildly enjoying that show you talked about, DTF St. Louis. I found some of the premise ridiculous. Like, since when is there a live sign language interpreter on with a weatherman during a news broadcast? And they would never allow a news personality to be arrested during a broadcast. I believe they would have to get past a front desk, a station manager, and security to do that. Other than that, it's okay, says Steve. And he's right. There's like some news reports where you have Jason Bateman, who's a meteorologist, like your friendly local meteorologist. And then you have, I keep forgetting his name, the guy from Stranger Things, the sheriff.
David Harper.
David Harper.
I went with his Stranger Things name, I think.
Hopper is his Stranger Things name, right? What that guy? David, what would you say his name was, Sabrina? Harper? David Harper. That guy is on with the weatherman doing sign language during just regular reports. That you might see during
a hurricane.
Yeah, during like an emergency or a hurricane, exactly. You might see something like that. But generally speaking, I don't think you would see that. You're right. And there are other kind of far-fetched things that are in it. I can look past most of that stuff. My problem now is I need it to pop off a little bit. I need some more excitement. And maybe we'll get that from the new episode of this. But it's got people with varying opinions, as many other shows do.
And I
appreciate yours.
A couple points in like pop culture and radio and television, or television and movies, excuse me, that does make it think or make it seem like it's easier to walk into a running TV station than it is.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some probably small market TV stations that it would be a little bit easier than it would? Like you can't just walk in here, and arrest people. You know,
no, the cops would be staring.
You gotta sign in at the iPad.
The cops would be staring at a lobby with nobody in it, and everything else would be secure and locked down.
And if they don't have the right one, like what Sabrina witnessed yesterday. Which was some
beautiful.
Some random person came in and they were trying to check in
with a display screen. It's
the giant up and down display.
Is there a robot iPad or it just sits there?
No, the iPad's different. They went up to a digital display that kind of just goes through, hey, this is iHeart. We've got an event coming up.
You've seen it in the lobby. It's like a digital signage thing that has,
And they went and they tried to touch it. And
it's just like a rotating billboard, right?
Mm-hmm,
correct.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, this must be the giant iPad.
God.
And I pointed them in the right direction and said, good luck.
They didn't build the lobby for boomers at iHeartRadio. So, yeah, that is true. Like, if a cop showed up to a TV station, there would be way too many layers before they would be able to say, hey, all right, now you're on the side of the set and you can arrest one of the people, as happens in that show,
but
DTF St. Louis.
They didn't say it was based on a true story, did they?
No, I think this person is just saying it's not realistic, which it's not. But I mean, sometimes we let people get away with some stuff like that if it moves the plot along. All right, quick break, and we'll get away from this noise. When we come back, more updates on stories we've been talking about. In jury duty, I got that Guthrie update, the Nancy Guthrie case update, more Afroman clips, and a lot more on the way. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI can't feel dread or regret or existential panic.
Get it! Stand by, Skull Bike Squad. Oh, I wanted to get to that. Hang on. Yeah, I did. It was an interesting debate, actually. Let's talk about that when we come back. Okay. Stan Bizzle. Sorry for the noises. Loud noises. They're blowing the pollen, baby. They're blowing it. He hasn't been here in a couple of weeks, so he's got a lot of extra work to do today. Hey, quick note. One thing I want to lay down really quickly. I love you all. I love YouTube. I love Twitch. I, of course, love my friends on Discord. However, I like to bulletproof everything. And that's the reason why there needs to be a chat where if people aren't, if I'm not streaming on YouTube or Twitch, or if people can't get over into Discord, which is a little bit more of a learning curve, there needs to be another spot where people can always go to have conversations and meet each other, and I don't have to worry about the rules of some of these other platforms. That place is TNJ Chat 2.0. And you build up points over time with your messages. And one of the things you can do, if you get to 1,000 points, you will unlock the ability to post peaks. You'll if you get 1,000 points, you'll unlock the ability to smoke. If you get 1,000 points, you'll unlock the ability to post peaks, which is you can take a picture and it goes as a link into chat, and people can click that and see what's going on. Lots more features on the way, but some of you will be able to peak soon. Some of you have peaked already, you know what I mean? But do not feel pressured to go to any place. I want you to go to the platform that you like, and I want you to stay on that platform. And I love you all on all of the platforms. So don't feel like you're overwhelmed with all these possibilities. Just go to the place and the platform that makes the most sense to you and hang out at that place. I view Discord as like its own sub-community where I don't want to go heavy-handed on that. People have a way that they like that to operate, and I don't really want to mess with it. I do want to stream secret shows on Discord, and I'll always do that. But I also want to stream on the website, which we do now. Like on Thursday, if you're a Secret Show subscriber, you can watch Secret Shows live on the website, and now chat with TNJ Chat 2.0 beta. So don't be overwhelmed. Don't freak out. Just use the one you enjoy and stay there, and I'm watching them all. I see all of them, okay? No D-pics are not allowed. I'll ban you. Got to get some rules up there. We'll use the same chat rules. All right, we're coming back right now, live on the show. Stand by.
So you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
Hi, I'm Bob Pittman, Chairman and CEO of iHeartMedia. I'm sharing with you my podcast, Math and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing. Math and Magic takes you behind the scenes of the biggest businesses while sharing insights from the smartest minds in marketing. I'm talking to Liquid Death CEO Mike Cesario.
Investors don't like to invest in ideas. They like to invest in businesses.
Charlemagne the God, and our own Chief Business Officer, Lisa Coffey. Listen to Math and Magic on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Math and Magic to start listening.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Playing out, and I'll explain to you what's going on in just a moment. You can learn more about the show and hang out with us with the podcast or anything else you want over on thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. But there are many incidents, I think, when this happens. It happened to me the other day on the show where I see people talking about something and I can't predict what the overwhelming opinion of most people would be. I like to focus very much on what people are into, what audiences are into. I focus on the box office. I still look every week at what album sales are tops. I still look at anything out there where people are voting with their dollar and saying, I like this versus this, and I'm seeing what's going on. I'm even seeing on a deeper level, I'm looking at seeing what the demographics are. If you're in radio and you don't know how demographics work, you are wasting your time. You don't understand how to build audiences. You don't understand how this industry works. This is a key thing. We, for instance, on this show, we target people, either men 25 to 54 or persons 25 to 54. So if you're within that age bracket, that's who you're really focusing on when it comes to this show, right? We're trying to create some content that brings those people in. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully you hang out every day. But sometimes my gut is wrong. It's not very often. It's not very often. My gut was a little off the other day when I told you guys the story about how there was a couple at Costco and they split into different lines, and the boyfriend had the shopping cart and the girlfriend was in a totally separate line, and they were trying to see who went fastest in the lines, and then they were going to bring the cart to that line and then check out. And it's like, no, you guys are a group, you stay together, you check out with your cart, and you wait in the line like everybody else. You don't get 3, 4, 5 positions in every line and try to see what happens. This is a social thing. It's not an experiment. We're all hanging out together on planet Earth, and we're trying to follow the same rules together.
Social contract almost.
It's a deal we have with each other. We wait in the line, we act politely, we nod at other people, we let people through, and we do these things. But a lot of people were like, no, I'm fine with that. And I was very surprised. I think I turned the folks around after a little chit chat about it. I think most people think, hey, there's a certain limit to what you should be okay with and not okay with in these scenarios. But then C-Lane sends me this story after the show the other day. And how did you stumble upon this, C-Lane? We'll start there.
Just scrolling through Facebook.
Oh.
You're just looking around.
This is a bar that back in my gig playing days, very early in my gig playing days, I played at years ago. And then, so I had followed them on Facebook. And then there was a condo that me and some friends used to go to a lot in Cocoa Beach, and it was walking distance to this bar. And since I already knew the bar was there, it's a really cool place. It's a Irish pub, so they had a big day yesterday.
Oh, for St. Patrick's Day, yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's weird because you wouldn't expect to find a bar this like authentic feeling
as far as like to the Irish.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a cool Irish pub. It's not like it's not trying too hard. It's not fake.
They didn't hire like a little person to play a leprechaun.
I don't know if they did that, but
they used to do that.
People used to make a lot of money doing stuff like that. But this place is in a strip mall, which is so weird because usually strip mall bars don't feel like they would. There's a certain kind of stigma around a strip mall bar that this place definitely does not fall into.
All right. I agree. I agree with all that. So to recap, we're talking about an Irish restaurant on St. Patrick's Day, and they post this on social media, and it blew up. I would not have expected this to blow up, and I certainly would have expected some of the comments you're about to hear. Here's their post. It says, Patty Cassidy's Irish Pub. Here we are worried about the spring breakers. Of course, we've talked about that earlier on the show today, when we should be worried about their grandparents. This lovely couple, and they show this security footage of a older couple inside their restaurant, and you could see them with a little mug that they're handing to each other, and it's a Moscow Mule mug. If you've ever had a Moscow Mule to drink, you know they're usually served in those, little traditional copper mug that you would get just for that. And the couple is handing this back and forth to each other. It says, this lovely couple decided to steal one of our Tullamore Dew mule glasses. The video shows her emptying the darts out of her cup that she's holding and then placing it in her hand with her bag and then walking right out the door. And they said, we use these for the house darts we have. So like when you played darts, they would put the darts in this little Moscow Mule cup, and the couple stole that cup while they were there. And it says, yes, we know it's not expensive, but it's the principle. You wouldn't go into your friend's home and steal their glassware. Yes, Patty's is open to the public, but that doesn't mean all the things inside of the pub don't belong to someone. Owning a small business is hard enough. People like this just make it harder. Don't be like these people. All right. That's what it said. I happen to think they're not really going crazy here. I thought that was a fairly reasonable response.
I mean, to post their video and stuff over a promotional item that was given to them.
Well, they stole it from this place. Whether promotional or not, it was something that was theirs. The couple stole it.
Stealing is bad. I am not saying that they're okay to do it, but it just seems like a little extra.
I think what they posted, they could have gone way harder. I think they could have gone way harder.
Mm-hmm.
But the comments were pretty surprising. So here's where this kind of got interesting. They had to post a lot of stuff themselves. And they said, to those who actually read the post and have a moral compass in your comments, thank you. To those of you who empathize with theft in your comments, thanks for the engagement. I hope no one close to you owns a small business because you've probably stolen from them. And they said, things get stolen from this place on an almost daily basis. The fact that we have to actually release clear footage of the theft and we post it online is on them. Some of you commenters have the morals of a cup. All right. Oh. So here are the people.
I thought that was a pretty good insult.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Here are the people in the comments. There's so many people who are supportive of this couple.
Supportive or like as far as they are against the pub releasing this?
I think in a way you have to be one or the other. You have to go like there was nothing wrong with what they did, or the pub is sort of right here. This person said, looks like they took a souvenir. Many restaurants have this same issue where people will take things like a glass cup or something as a souvenir of their visit. It's not right, but it happens all the time. Who knows? Maybe your mom used to be the kind of villain who always took home ashtrays from all the strip clubs she used to go to, and now it's gone full circle. Somebody says free memorabilia. So she wanted a souvenir. I'm sure if they would ask to buy one, the business would be happy to sell them one, this person says. A lot of these people are like, hey, there's nothing wrong with them doing this. If it wasn't for bars, you wouldn't have any glasses in your first apartment, this person says. The couple definitely knew what they were doing. You can see that she is trying to hide it away, be slick, put it like, very carefully out there. And it says, come on now, there's a certain loss level that's just part of the business. This is a thing that a lot of people think. All right, a lot of people think they're like, oh, this is not a big business. Yeah, this is the cost of doing business. There are some people who legitimately think this. They think this about when people steal from Target. They think this about when people steal from these sort of mom and pop style restaurants. They go, it's not that big of a deal. This person says, come on now. There's a certain loss level that's just part of the business. If somebody watches this while it's happening and didn't do or say something, they're responsible to recoup the damages. If not, why'd you go back and look at the footage? Seriously, it's either a lazy employee behind the camera or personal vendetta. You make your business less desirable either way.
What's strange to me is like we used these to put our darts in there. That's the only dart cup we have. Secondly, and I just proposed this as a question because I am not condoning what they did. But if this was a part of a box from Tullamore merch, the rep that sells them their stock for that day, and they're like, these are yours to give away or for the patrons, because it does say Tullamore on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it less of a stick in their side because it was free to them and maybe technically could have been a giveaway item and not just for darts?
To me personally, none of that matters at all. The person is either stealing something or not stealing something. And in this case, it's very clear to me that they were stealing something. They were like doing the Home Alone, put it in your purse thing. And she took it. And you can argue all day long, like, oh, this is not a big deal. They were putting darts in it. The thing is, it was somebody's. It was the bar's. And they took it from the bar.
Well, the argument, too, that some of the people are making, like, you putting this on the internet would make people not want to go there. Like, what do you mean?
Why?
People that steal?
Yeah.
Is it sending a message that if you steal stuff, you might get blasted on the internet? Sure. What a terrible message.
Yeah.
Michael on Facebook. Oh, yeah. I think this is a little bit kind of what Sabrina is saying. Oh, yes. The glassware that the distributor gave you to promote buying their product is paying off again, getting views for your page. Oh, and yes, the overserved patrons who should not have done it are now never going to return to your bar. You got the advertising without gunshots like the other spring breakers I saw and playing the victim. Putting your customers on blast, not a good look and definitely not worth the $1.67 price of the glass.
But if anything, they're turning away thieves. Thieves don't want to go back to the place. Good. If I'm a person running a business, I don't want thieves to go back to my place. I don't want thieves stealing things and thinking they could just get away with it. And when a bar gets stuff from a place, no matter what place it is, it's their stuff. Like imagine going to a bar and taking the St. Pauli's neon sign and being like, well, this is promotion. This is for the beer. It's mine. I'm going to take it. I'm a fan of St. Pauli's. It's like, no, those are things that are the bar stuff. And if you want to ask them, if you want to say, hey, would you sell this to us? If you want to say a million other things, I get that, but otherwise you're just stealing, and you shouldn't do that.
Somebody, Jeremy, stay away from Patties. They will shame you for a glass on social media. They must be desperate and probably skimp out on quality. Huh?
That's a weird take, man. It's
so dumb.
It's a fundamental different view of life and business, and usually it comes from somebody who has not run a business in their life. It's a fundamental different view because you can either say, hey, it's okay to take things, not a big deal. It's actually worse to shame the people who take things. Or it's like, hey, taking things is wrong. You shouldn't do it. That is a fundamental different view on life that people will have. And I think these people were stupid for doing it. I think the people should come forward. And if they come forward, maybe take the video down if they come forward and like apologize and give it back or whatever. But like, I have stuff like this. I love things like this. I've done something in the studio across from me. I have a beautiful classic radio cabinet. It used to exist in a Radio Shack years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago, where in the 60s and 70s, they would sell portable radios on it. It's got these glass shelves in it. I love it. I had it redone, and it's one of my favorite possessions in the studio. It's a big light-up RCA Victor radio cabinet, right? Those of you over on YouTube can see it. It's bringing it up on the PTZ camera. That's the cabinet that I have, and I have that installed on the wall in the studio. One of my prized possessions. I would never sell it. So I have this, and I stuff it with all sorts of great things that I like and that I've collected over the years. One thing I have in there is a book that is a Tullamore book. And if you open it, the pages are hollowed out, and there's a Tullamore flask in the book. It was given to me by Caitlin, who owns a bunch of the top bars in Orlando, Florida. And she got these promotional items from Tullamore Dew, the very same company that we're talking about here, whiskey company. And she was gracious enough to give it to me. She was like, oh, I wanted to give this to you because people really want these.
It's super cool.
She's like, I've kept a bunch of them, and I put this over to the side here. I love it. It's one of my favorite things that I have collected. I've never seen anybody else with one of them. But if they I think
besides me and Sabrina,
yeah, you guys have one because you got one from this person.
Yeah,
but if they just had it up inside their bar, and now whatever promotion is over, they have it sitting up in the bar somewhere. If you take that, you were stealing something. You don't go, well, no, this originated as this. To me, it's like it's pretty clear cut. But there was many people in the comments that felt worse, or at least wanted to stand up for the couple that was stealing the glassware from this particular place, or the mug from this Paddy Cassidy's Irish pub, so much so that they had to respond many times in the comments. Let us know what you think. I'll put the video of this over on See It Now, over on the website at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see what's going on so you can make up your own mind. Go check that out at thenewsjunkie.com when you get a chance. All right, quick break. When we come back, jury duty. I've got some big updates, including on the Nancy Guthrie case. We'll see what's going on there, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Lowe's.
The Magic battled the defending champion Thunder, but came up just short, losing to OKC by 5. Paulo Banchero with 32 in the loss. College hoops UCF basketball travels to Philadelphia today. That's where they'll be taking on UCLA in the NCAA tournament on Friday. At the World Baseball Classic in Miami, Venezuela won the title, edging the U.S. 3-2. Eugenio Suarez, the go-ahead run, scoring double in the 9th. I'm Matt McCoy.
Save more on the brand's Pros Trust during Lowe's Pro Savings Days.
13, skull mic activated. Chat, question for you. Do you side with the bar or the boomers? In this case that we've just presented to you here on the show, do you side with the bar or the boomers? Who do you think is more in the right? I side with the bar, says Ghostbird. I mean, I think it's, to me, I just was very surprised that there were so many people willing to publicly support people stealing stuff. Side with the boomers, says Snoop Frog. Arnott says with the bar. At first I thought it was very dramatic and pearl clutching, but listening to your reasoning about it running a business, it is wrong to steal their items. And I think like your stuff is your stuff. And a business has stuff. A lot of times businesses have these little knickknacks and stuff all around. They have the special things. They have the cup that they put the darts in when somebody gets them. They have the key to the bathroom, you know, all the different things that they have. And if you take those things away from some place or some person, to me you're stealing. And I still have that radical opinion that stealing is wrong. I side with the bar, but taking magnets is okay? Oh, come on, you know it's different. Sean, you never walked out drunk from a bar? Oh, sure. You mean walked out of my tab on accident? Sure. Definitely. And then as fast as I can, I'll pay the tab off and give an even bigger tip because I'll realize my mistake. But I think you and I both know there's a big difference between the two. I side with the bar. What the F? You can't put a thief on blast anymore? It's literally the fuck around and find out idea. F around and steal things, find out being posted online and shame. Haven't we all seen places where they would post like the Hall of Shame and they would post up all the people who stole from them? We've all seen that, right? Similar. Like imagine coming into a place that posts up all the thieves who steal from them in some sort of picture and then be like, this is so terrible that they would shame these thieves like this. Again, would I expect, like, if I stole from a place and they came back and said, will you take down the photo? I apologize. I would like to pay this back to you in some way. I would like to show you that I really do regret that this happened and that I've changed my life around. I think the place should, like, take it down or do that kind of thing. But generally speaking, who cares? Why do we care about these people's feelings when they're stealing stuff? They're all over the store just sitting there. Exactly, Vicky. Right. But they have so many of them, right? Does this mean I have to give TJI Fridays their 10-person rowing thing back? I'm not sure. Jenny, I'm not sure. I missed the rest of your comment. But I think... look, my family is not completely outside of this. I've told you, growing up, half of our towels in our house were Holiday Inn towels. Some people think that's that's fun. That the towels are fair game. I think the towels are not fair game. I mean, I actually disagree with Courtney on one front on this. Courtney says, and she has really good logic on this. She says, if you go into a hotel, pay to stay at the hotel, stay the night at the hotel, and then when you wake up in the morning, you didn't use the shower or anything, she says you can go into the hotel bathroom, take the little soap, take all the shampoos, take all of those things, and you can put them in your bag, and you can leave with them, and they are yours. And her logic, which is pretty sound, is those items were provided for you personally for your stay. Just because you didn't use them doesn't mean you couldn't have and that you can't take them with you. But I never would do that personally. 1 minute, we're coming back. Courtney's 100% correct. I think that makes a lot more sense. I can see the logic there, and that makes sense. But just stealing stuff from people, and it's all in the fact that you're hiding it. You know you're doing something wrong. All right, we're coming back. I have so many ramekins and metal taco holders from different places? Busted. All right, here we go.
That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Other wireless carriers tell you when to pay. Text Now asks, what do you need? It's app-first phone service without commitments, credit checks, or carrier attitude. Built for people who stopped asking for permission. Download today.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
The show. Well, first of all, I'm so glad you stumbled upon the show. It's called The News Junkie. And you can learn more about what happens around here. Subscribe to the podcast if you want to get all caught up and all that good stuff over at thenewsjunkie.com. Very, very easy for you to find everything that's happening over on the website, and I hope you do right now. All right, let's see. Why is my laptop so unbelievably loud right now? All right, I'll work on that momentarily. But I wanted to get into it. Actually, I got to play something. All right, I'm going for it. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, there are lots of attorneys out there trying to get your attention. Oh, now I know what it is. It's Facebook in the background. It was the Facebook.
Come
on.
on.
Is it the people stealing, just looping and looping and looping?
Yeah. It was somebody says tip-top show, Sean. It's not my fault. Well, it kind of is. It was the security footage of the couple taking that Moscow Mule mug, playing in the background over and over and over. I was like, what is happening right now?
I was grabbing.
And the pub's like, we just got 1,000 more views in a row.
What happened here? I just had it rolling. All right.
I was grabbing a soda in the kitchen, and a coworker who will go unnamed said, dude, my parents have plenty of just perfectly good flatware, but they go to a restaurant, that ramekin is theirs.
Kidding me?
Yeah, I was talking about this a little bit during the break, and I said, in some cases, it's a little more loose. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. When I was growing up, my parents had a lot of our towels said Howard Johnson's on them or Holiday Inn. My parents would take the towels.
They took the towels. They didn't get charged for that?
Even Courtney and I would kind of be at odds on some of these things where Courtney goes, and she's got solid logic on this. This makes absolute total sense. She goes, if I go to a hotel room and check in, and then I'm done with my stay there, and let's say I didn't take a shower or anything, she says when she's checking out, she can grab all of the stuff out of the bathroom, the soap, the little shampoo bottles, and the conditioner, and all of those accoutrements in the bathroom. She says you can just grab those and put them in your stuff because they were for you and your visit, even if you didn't use them.
Now, you can't take the giant pump of shampoo that's been screwed into the wall. That would be stealing. But if you got yourself a loofah, a shower cap, never used a shower cap in my damn life, but I have 15 of them in my travel bag because it's mine.
I think it's one of those you know it when you see it kind of things, and that makes sense. It's like those items were for you. Even if you didn't use them, you should still be able to get them and take them with you. That makes sense. Everybody agrees on that. It doesn't make sense that you just go, hey, I like this thing from this place. What you start doing from there is called mental gymnastics. All right, that's what you're doing. You're doing mental gymnastics to justify the thing you already want to do. So it's just like when your friend goes, hey, should I date this girl? And he's kind of made up his mind, and you're going, I don't know, should you? And you start listing some things. And you go, what about this and this and this? Your friend has already decided he's going to date this girl, no matter what red flags there are out there, and he's just going to use whatever he can to justify doing it. So
he probably already banged her.
Probably. These people wanted to steal something. They wanted to take something with them. And when they decided that, they'll do all the mental gymnastics afterwards. Like, here's why it's fine. Here's why it's okay. It's a big corporation. They have insurance. It's a promotional item. Why are they putting these people on blast? They're actually the bad guy.
Here's the crazy thing. That couple could have just reached out, even if it's like via customer service email, to Tully and said, we loved those mugs that we saw at this pub. Any chance you've got a couple you could send our way so we can blah, blah, blah? And I'm sure Tully would have absolutely no problem.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, if a couple companies do that kind of stuff all the time, it's taking it into your own hands, which becomes a problem. Real quick in jury duty, the Arizona sheriff, who is supposedly leading the hunt for Nancy Guthrie, we haven't heard much from that story in a while. The Arizona sheriff leading the hunt for Nancy Guthrie has responded to efforts to recall him for, quote, being an embarrassment for his handling of the high-profile kidnapping case. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos addressed the effort to oust him from his job soon after it was revealed. He says, we are aware of the recall, and it is the right of the people. We will always honor the will of the people, and that's what makes a democracy, which is the right response, actually. But there has been a campaign to recall this guy because people are so unhappy with his efforts. I think one of the things he could do is just start a line of communication with people in the media to go, hey, you might not think we're making any progress, but we are. We can't tell you all the details, but here are the things that we're doing. And here's why this case is not dead or cold or whatever. Otherwise, people, me included, are going to think the case is cold and you probably aren't going to get any big updates out of this. Is it possible? Yeah, but I mean, barring some big secrets on their side, I don't know that there's anything going down here. And some people are reacting to that by trying to recall the sheriff. Also, a Florida bill has failed to pass. This was HB 733. And this failed to pass in the Florida Senate. The bill stated that a man may not marry any woman to whom he is related by cousin, a sister, aunt, or niece. So incestuous marriage. It was banning marriage with your cousin.
Freedom summer, baby.
With your
does that null
uncle.
out all the other cousin and sister marriages we may have in the state?
No, they're not banning it. They tried to ban it, and it failed to pass. The ban failed to pass.
Yeah, they were trying to ban cousin and brother, sister, and nephew, aunt weddings. Anything with your cousin, your sister or brother, your aunt or uncle, or your niece or nephew. You cannot marry them. The bill to block that failed in the state of Florida. So you can still do it.
Does that mean we can find out who voted on not banning
I mean, I have questions for the people who voted against this. I've certainly go, hey, about the thing saying you can't marry your sister. Why did you vote that down? And I'm willing to hear anybody who voted against this. Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I'll take your email to heart. All right, we got more stories when we come back. One of them happens to be on an airplane. Just a happenstance kind of thing. It's a happenstance kind of thing. I got more Afroman. All right.
It scared me.
I got more clips from the Afroman trial and a whole bunch more in the final hour, the power hour of the show. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie. Skull Mike, stand by.
Crews are still working on that accident, blocking all lanes on U.S. Highway 1 southbound at Commonwealth Boulevard on the Turnpike. Northbound near Hancock Road, there's an accident blocking the left lane. Traffic's backed up at the ramp from...
Don't Mike. What's happening, everybody? How you doing? What's going on, chat? Steffa P. Bootsy, Man Kicking, Kevin, PF, Kirk Studman. I want to mute him. Yeah, if you get a chance, go out to Cocoa Beach and check out Patty Cassidy's. That place is Very cool. Very, very chill. The darts in question that the couple stole the cup for, steel tip darts, classic. And I almost took out one of my toes with them once. Just because you're at the beach, right? We're at the condo. We walk across A1A. We head on down to Patty Cassidy's to have multiple drinks and throw some steel tip darts. What a combination. And I had my flip-flops on, threw one, bounced off the dartboard, and just, I mean, I might have bled a little bit. I mean, that toe was in danger. But, no, cool place if you're on the coast, if you're in Cocoa Beach area, for sure. Patty Cassidy's has my seal of approval. And not just because I used to play there. That was, I don't know, 19 years ago? Long time. Long time. Mike says Cocoa Beach full of crackheads. That's why I moved from there. I'm sure Diplomat is a cool place too. If you're talking about hotels, that's a fun place. I haven't noticed a whole lot of crackheads, but I also don't seek them out. But everybody's got their problems. When I went to San Francisco, Sean was like, you're gonna see a bunch of hobos, a bunch of druggies, and it wasn't as bad as people made it out to seem. But there was one, like when I think we were gassing up the rental car, just about to turn it in, and there was one guy he had that Fenty lean, and about half of his ass was just hanging out for the world to see. Got to be annoying having a business with stuff like that around. There are so many things about owning a business, like a public-facing business like that you just, the people that do it, they've been in the industry. They've, be it stores, bars, restaurants, gas stations, been in the industry enough that this is walk in the park for them. But when you're not used to, you just kind of see it. You're like, these people deal with a lot of shit. A lot of stuff. Nobody outdoes California for fent users, says Johnny Knoxville. Maybe. I don't have numbers on that, but Playa Linda better option than Cocoa Beach? Well, for some people, yes. I have never been to a nude beach. Never been. I don't know if my wife has either. I know one of her best friends is to go out there, but never been to Playa Linda. You would think that at least once I would make it out there. I've made it to a few beaches here and there. Growing up in Orlando, the beach is so accessible that there would be random nights where, at a young age, when you did stupid stuff, you would just go, let's just drive out to the beach. Who cares if it's midnight? Let's go do stupid stuff. Diplomat condo. Wait, that was the condo we were staying in. That was Diplomat. Yes. Kelly, you nailed it. The Diplomat was the condo we would stay at. A friend owned a couple condos there. One of them was downstairs right on the beach. Just open the sliding glass door and walk out there. And it was great. You unlocked a memory there, Kelly. We're back.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had. This is
Sean YouTube says, would you guys ever want to do smoking blunts or, smoking blunts or smelling salts live on air just for something new? Sir, we've already done all of these things, okay? It's been a while on the show. When you send in a chat message that says, would you like to smoke a blunt on the show or do smelling salts on the show so you guys could try something new, you're clearly outing yourself as being new around here. That's what it seems like to me, or you haven't been paying attention for too long. There's been so many weird things that have happened on this show. We've checked off all of the boxes over many, many, many years. It's just, do I want to do that again? I'll tell you this. There's things that you don't want, right? There's lots of things that you don't want. You probably don't want me to smoke weed before doing this show.
Oh, no.
It's not going to be good. Everybody knows it's not going to be good. I'm just going to get stuck in my head and start freaking out. And this is the kind of thing I have nightmares about. I can't do it. That's not going to make the show better. The smelling thing, we've done that before. We've done like the smelling salts thing on the show before. We've tried all of these things. That ain't going to do anything new around here. But when we stumble on another new thing to do, certainly we'll give that a shot, I guess. So thank you for your chat message. I at least read that.
Do we have the budget with Jack to go get those weird gas station drugs?
Possibly. Yeah, we'll put us real out. Kevin says, Sean sipped the low alcohol beer yesterday anyway. Yes, all right. Yeah, living on the edge over here.
Yeah,
Truly
4.2% there, Sean.
All right, let's see. I want to get a couple more emails in. Here's Mike talking about the shooting story at the beginning of the show. I said this huge study said that 7.3% of Americans have seriously thought about shooting somebody. That's 19 million people in America if you pull those data points out from there. They said 7.3% of Americans have seriously thought about shooting somebody. And then they go on to say that it's mostly people from cities, younger adults. So a lot of the black respondents were more likely to say this. They said 4 million people thought about getting a gun to shoot somebody. 1.5 million brought a gun to a location. It's kind of crazy to think about. The targets of these thoughts, this was kind of a big mind-blowing moment for me. And I know where this is going. When they asked people, have you ever thought about shooting somebody? 51% of the people who said yes said they would shoot an enemy. 25% would shoot a stranger. 14% would shoot government officials. There are your political people. You can spot them in all of the polls. You've spotted them here. The people who they've thought about killing these government officials. Those are the people who are very, very, very political.
But fully trusted that this survey would keep them anonymous.
I guess so. And 10% of people said their family member or partner would be somebody that they considered killing. And this particular emailer says, have I thought about shooting them? No, but savagely beating? Yes. Is that part of this? Is that involved in this?
No, you're just volunteering now, bud.
Anonymous emails, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Please keep me anonymous. I have the means, but not the mind to shoot someone. But I will admit, this says Anonymous, there are two people in my life that I wish did not exist. And I would be willing to actually shoot them. These people are terrible people who have manipulated people beyond me, and I've witnessed this, and have taken advantage of the world around them. And I believe and think most people would believe or agree are just beyond degenerate. So he's saying these people are just beyond degenerate that he's talking about. So he would consider doing this. A lot of other emails coming in on that topic. I'll try to work in more. This person, Deanna, says, hey, junkies, I'm a podcast listener, so I'm behind a day. When I was a kid, if I wanted to leave, I would call my mom before cell phones, and I would tell her I forgot my toothbrush. She was supposed to come to the house and throw a fit when she went to get my toothbrush. I didn't clean my room or whatever, and I was grounded, and I had to come home right then and there. That way I would have an excuse to leave the event or party I was at, and I could leave immediately. Never had to use it that I remember, but we had that in place. Also, if kids wanted to go somewhere that I didn't want to go, I could call and ask if I could go, and I knew my mom would always say no because she knew I didn't want to go. She didn't care if we went places, and so I didn't have to call. My son is too young, but I do plan on having the same kind of codes in place when he's at that age. Keep up the good work, says Deanna. Thank you for the email.
Sounds cool. I don't know if I would go to the extent of my mom going to the party and screaming that I have to go home now because I didn't clean my room in order to get me out of that situation.
Yeah.
But good on them for establishing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this all is coming from the story we talked about yesterday, which was going very viral, which was about the mom who said her daughter texted her and said, "Is there any ice cream at home?" And ice cream at home was the key word, that she was involved at a party and she wanted her to pick her up, and there was no questions asked. She picked her up. Her daughter said, "Hey, I'm going to tell you there was stuff happening there that I didn't want to be around. Thank you for coming to pick me up." And the mom said, "I didn't ask any more questions after that." So it brought us into like, do you use these sort of code words with your kids? And also, if you do, why not? Like some people were saying this person was lying, which may well have been the case. Why not just text your mom, "Hey, come get me"? Why are you worried about what the actual message is and that you're sending them, the content of that? Okay. A lot of other emails, but I'm putting some of these to the side for right now.
I mean, does the text message exchange look like, "Hey, Mom, is there any ice cream left at home? Here's the address I'm at."
Yeah. She really wanted ice cream. That's what the friends are going to think if they look at this. A lot of stuff online, shocker, 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 is absolutely meant to generate outrage in you. And many of the people's stories are fake. There's a whole meme about this. Like, yeah, that definitely happened. There's a whole meme about this where people
of all
go,
the things that didn't happen, that didn't happen the most.
Bingo. Yeah. People will go, I went home yesterday and my 4-year-old daughter said, "I can't believe President Trump is bombing Iran. These poor Iranian people deserve better." And then when she said it, I had 4 friends with me and they all stood up and started clapping, and it was a standing ovation for my daughter's comments. And
She can't even spell Iran.
You look at these stories and you go, okay, I think some of these are probably not real, but they're meant to get a reaction out of people online. This could have been the case, but I fundamentally believe, and I'm seeing this from some of you parents who have reached out, I fundamentally believe a lot of parents have these kind of code words with their kids. Here is Eric with a dispatch for us. You can record your messages, talk to the show by recording a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Here he goes. Hello.
Hey, News Junkies. Happy Wednesday. Great show.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, listen, I grew up in a little podunk town in Pennsylvania, and I believe up until the late 90s, they required a blood test prior to marriage. But I also remember when I was growing up that it was said that the blood test was for syphilis.
Oh, yeah?
I can definitely tell you that they should have checked for some sort of DNA to see if people were related, because I witnessed a lot of that as well.
Really?
There are a lot of children that look like other people's children that are related to children, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I kind of got to see it firsthand. So it was interesting to hear that story again. But again, great show today. Have a good day.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate your dispatch. Record yours on thenewsjunkie.com. I have not witnessed that in my life. I know that all these people have kind of conceptual ideas of what certain cities look like. Like if I say Mississippi or Alabama, small town Georgia, Macon, Georgia, dueling banjos kicks up in your head, and you start to think there's a whole bunch of people who are having sex with their cousins and marrying in. And I have never wandered upon a place like that, certainly not in my time in Pennsylvania. Save a little bit for some areas of Okeechobee in Florida. There's some little enclaves within Okeechobee. And then there's a famous viral video. God, Celia, maybe you could find this family. There's like this family where they're all inbred, and YouTubers often go to their house and interview them. The what?
The West Virginia, the Wild.
No, that's very close to this.
Fantastic documentary, by the way.
Yeah,
I found the family. Yeah,
the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia is what Sabrina's talking about, which is a good documentary. But this one's about like straight up inbreds.
Yeah, this one here.
I do remember that. HBO Max, right?
Not it. Hold on. Family.
I do remember, because it's not even the wild, crazy whites of West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't as many family members that it looked like the hills have eyes. And
Right.
I believe the Florida family you're talking about was like, one uncle was just like, nah!
Oh,
You're talking about the Whitakers.
I'm talking about the Whitakers, yeah.
And he just they just kind of scream, right?
They're from Appalachia, I guess. Here's the people question. Soft white underbelly on YouTube. Oh God. So I don't know if I could play this or not. They go to their house, and a lot of them are blind. They can't see. Their eyes are going in different directions, and they could barely speak. And they're all like inbred in this house in Appalachia.
For like generations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they just keep it in the family. And you can see what can happen
They all
when you
have
do
the
that.
same cock eyes.
They do. They all have one eye, whoop, pointing in this direction. Another eye going in another direction.
Which
if you want
cousin am
to
I gonna bang?
Yeah,
Look
that's so they can see more cousins. You know.
look up inbred family, the Whitakers. There's a risky search for you.
Oh
over
my
on
gosh!
YouTube.
One of the titles of the video is "Thicker Than Water."
Oh God!
What a name!
Soft White Underbelly is the YouTube account that posted this when I first saw it. 46 million views, and many YouTubers afterwards have gone to get updates from this family, and it is a very bizarre rabbit hole to go down. Maybe in Florida, before the vote went through, they should have watched this video, and then they probably would have voted against this, because Kyle on TNJ Chat says that will be Florida soon. It might be, Kyle. It might be. We can't even vote against that. I don't know what to make of it, but there we are.
There's enough of them to have stopped the vote, so.
There is quite a bit of people.
They
all look weird.
There's an article on Unilad about this family, and it says the man who discovered America's most inbred family says they've been lying to me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
A YouTuber documenting the life of America's most inbred family claims he is done with them after discovering they were lying. Were they lying about the inbred?
They aren't lying about having some difficulties. I will tell you that. It is just abundantly clear that these people are strange. America's most inbred family. All right, I'll put a question mark after that just so I don't get sued. I'm putting this up on See It Now, so those of you who want to go down the rabbit hole can take
You
a
mean
peek.
Guinness didn't do their due diligence to find out if they were actually the most inbred family?
I don't think so. But I will also tell you that this is a very short video. It's like 10 or 12 minutes long, so it's interesting if you want to check that out. We'll see if it changes your mind on anything.
It looks like they may not have been lying about being inbred. They were lying about a death in the family.
Okay.
It says Lita, and the Whitakers have been at loggerheads recently due to the alleged fake death of 67-year-old patriarch Larry Whitaker.
Oh.
It was understood. It's understood the content creator was informed that his video subject had suffered a suspected heart attack. In honor of Larry's life, this person donated $1,000 towards the funeral costs, only later to learn that the dead man was alive and well.
Ooh.
And fans found out Larry's death was just a hoax in an aptly titled YouTube video called "The Death of Larry Whitaker."
All right. I got another dispatch on this, a video dispatch this time, saying the headline on first cousins marrying each other and that bill is deceiving. Here we go. Let's see.
On the topic of the cousins bill, first cousins thing, the reason it didn't pass is because there's a bunch of other stuff in that bill that nobody wanted to vote for.
Of course.
So, of course, we, as our politicians, love to put out these bills with this headline, the shocking headline, but they don't tell you is that there's a whole bunch of other stuff in that bill that nobody is in favor of. So in the end, it looks like that no one voted for that bill because they want to marry their cousin. But the truth is, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in this bill that no one wants, and that's why it gets voted down.
What else,
And
though?
I think it's just done along party lines to make somebody look bad.
How can they lump all
And
that
also,
stuff?
I have
shouldn't be able
a
to.
set of Outback knives from the old days.
You
thanks
son
to
of a
my
bitch.
stepmom, because
Oh, this person texted in. He inherited them from his stepmom when she died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your stepmom dies and you're going through this stuff and you see Outback
I love
Steakhouse.
them so much. I have a whole set at home. I didn't steal them, but I inherited them. So anyway, see ya.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that. Interesting additional information about that bill.
So, House Bill 733, Department of Health revising definitions, revising eligibility requirements. So this is the one that had the cousin marrying thing in it. Also had revising eligibility requirements for dentists and dental hygienists participating in the dental student loan repayment program.
Insane that they loop those two together.
Revising requirements for department approval of qualified physicians and medical directors of medical marijuana treatment centers, creating the neurofibromatosis disease grant program, There's a whole bunch of stuff within the Department of
30
Health.
pages long.
And then prohibiting marriage between certain related individuals, revising requirements for the micro-credential component of specialized training provided by the University of Florida Center for Autism and Neurodevelopment. Wow.
Hey, show me the political party that is finally willing to stand up and say, in an effort to work a lot of this crap out that people universally hate, both on the left and the right in the United States of America, we are going to bring it up for a vote that every single bill on a federal level, and I'd love to see this on a state level as well, has to deal with one related issue and one related issue only. And they can work that in there. They've written bills like this over the years. They know how to do this. They could do it if they wanted to. One particular area of focus, one topic, nothing else unrelated should be in any of these bills. That's so dumb. But it's, I guess, just kind of how we do it, I guess. All right, we'll get to more of your feedback. We'll get to this story that, believe it or not, happened way up in the air. Way up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. It will,
on the back of a seagull?
A dragon.
We'll see. We'll find out together. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple things to look out for on the roadways here. Southbound lanes are still blocked on U.S. Highway 1 at Commonwealth Boulevard. There's a crash on Lee Road at I-4. That's blocking 2 right lanes there. Look out for an accident off to the shoulder on I-4 westbound at Kirkman Road. Move over and slow down if you see emergency crews on the roadways. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line.
Stand by. Go, Mike, activated. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. The News Junkie Party will put forth the 1-for-1 bill? Maybe. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kurt. Hey, Cyclone Ranger. Hey, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady. Hey, Missy. Hey, everybody. Working on something, a little bonus feature for TNJ Chat 2.0. Let me see here, hang on. I'll push it to live if I can get it done. I'm approving it. All right, I'm working on and hello?
Did you do something on the iMac?
No, why? Hang on, I might be in there. I'm in the iMac. Which one? Oh, over there? No, I didn't touch that. Do you want me to go check on it? Okay, I can go check on it if you want. All right, hold on, I'll go check. Folks, stay put, stay calm. For TNJ Chat, I'm going to put 10x bonus points for every 1,000 line milestone. So if you're the person who posts the 2,000th message or the 3,000th message or the 4,000th message, you'll get 10x points for that message and also confetti. Because why not? Whoa. Hang on. C-Lane, for some reason the disabled JavaScript was activated on the browser, which was, I think, freaking some stuff out a little bit, and I restarted No Machine. So if you want to get in there and mess with it, you should be good now. Yeah, I saw it clicking around like crazy. I don't know what was happening there, but I restarted it. Weird. Milestone messages get a golden highlight border, a 1,000th or whatever message plus 100 points badge, and confetti bursting from the message's position. Ooh! Stand by. In like a minute or so, maybe like a minute or so when that rolls out, if you're on TNJ Chat 2.0 beta, hit refresh, because you're going to have to refresh if you want to see any of the new stuff. All right, give it like a minute or so, and refresh that sucker. We're coming back on the show in the Power Hour here in just a moment. That sounds impressive. I agree. I think it sounds fun. We'll see what happens, though. All right, we're coming back in 1 minute. Stand by.
But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Listen commercial-free. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Beatles Now and Then, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
The Power Hour of the News Junkie, if you will. Somebody saying, Sean, did you see the new Dorito Alien commercial? No, I don't see many commercials. That's one thing about me. Yeah. Whenever I see messages asking me questions like this, whenever I see a message in chat asking me if I've seen a commercial, it's like, I don't hear most of the commercials on the station. I don't see commercials on television, really. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I don't really get commercials over there because I'm a subscriber. So I miss a lot of it, unless it's when I'm at the bar and I watch the broadcast networks and stuff.
That's why he thinks Burger King doesn't advertise.
I think Burger King hasn't historically advertised anywhere near as much as McDonald's. That's what I think.
The only thing I could see in the mornings is the local news commercials, and it's
a lot of lawyers.
And my favorite the last 2 years has been the progressive "Don't Turn Into Your Parents" commercials. I can quote that by heart. But
those are fun.
Drugs, insurance, attorneys, and Burger King versus McDonald's.
This is some good mulch.
Yeah. I wanted to bring something else up real quickly because there are some things that I really think are important qualities of just being a decent human being in a shared society. So often we have antisocial losers who don't want to take part in any of this, who try to mess it up for everybody else. But remember, these are fringe people. They're just like the political people. They're very, very fringe people that are very, very loud and try to make things worse for so many normal people out there. But in this case, I think one fundamental thing we should all agree on is that it is a good thing to take care of our planet. And I don't mean like climate alarmism, weirdo stuff. I don't mean these people who think like you shouldn't have kids because the world is on fire, and these people who are like gluing themselves to news desks or asphalt, or I don't mean any of that nonsense. I think that's ridiculous. But I think on a very simplistic level, like trying to take care, especially of your neighborhood, don't litter, don't throw stuff out the window of your car when you're driving down the street. I've been guilty of doing all of these things, 100%. I've been guilty of doing these things in my life. I do not do them anymore. And even if I see something and it's easy for me to clean up, I'll even help out wherever I can to try to clean up things. So I happen to think that's just like a fundamental thing we should all agree on. Pollute waterways. Let's not throw trash out everywhere. Let's not do all of those things. However, there are so often all these things that pop up that make my head explode. Like I will never, ever forget, ever forget so many moments during the pandemic where I thought I was going to explode because of how stupid everybody was. I will never forget these moments. They changed me fundamentally because I realized how dumb so many people were. One of them was after we were being hit over the head with how straws were the worst thing for planet Earth, and we couldn't do it. You couldn't support companies that had plastic straws. Single-use straws, if the bar had that, you better walk out and go the other direction. What, are you trying to kill turtles? What, do you not care about the environment, bar? What are you even doing over here, right? These kind of things. They pop up and up and up and up and up and up. And then we proceeded to follow that with, okay, let's run some numbers on this, Sealant. I've never done this before. How many disposable masks were produced globally in 2020? Because we went from like these straws are going to kill the world to making trillions, I think. Trillions.
Oh, you're so close.
Is it not that
close.
Much? 500 billion?
Approximately 900 billion disposable masks were produced globally between 2020 and 2022, with a massive surge in 2020 following the pandemic outbreak. This represents a dramatic increase from the roughly 12 billion masks produced in 2019. Wow.
Crazy. So you
there
had
was a shortage, remember?
Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, there was like a PPE, what was it called? Personal protective, PPE?
Yeah,
shortage.
PPE.
And then shortly after that, every company on planet Earth who could fire up a factory and make these masks was doing it. And now trillions of these things are in circulation. And people started, as one would expect with disposable masks, throwing them away everywhere. And it was so much worse than any problem we've ever had with straws on planet Earth. It was so bad. It was in the oceans. It was in the lakes. It was in the rivers. It was in parking lots. You saw them absolutely everywhere. And this is just an undeniable, obvious truth for all of us normal people. We know that, hey, it was like, hey, you guys were really hard and intense on this thing, but now there's a trillion of these friggin' things that are useless after you use them once, balled up and thrown somewhere on the ground, making our world a more disgusting place.
It says on Visual Capitalist, which I wonder if the visual part is just because they do a lot of infographics, because this has a pretty big infographic on it. 1.6 billion disposable masks entered our oceans in 2020.
Oh.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a really major thing, and nobody complained about that, really. Nobody was like, well, should we really be using these masks? We're going to throw them away, blah, blah, blah. People went nuts for the straws thing, and then it was like, no, everything changes now because, we can just throw stuff on the ground and not have to worry about this because of et cetera, et cetera.
I've seen this as a meme with the paper straws thing, but I don't know if there's an actual... I've never heard cited an actual place that does this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a meme that's like the sushi restaurant having paper straws.
Yeah.
To protect the sea life.
Yeah. Or what have you. Yeah. Yeah. We all saw these movements though, right? We all saw these together. We ended up seeing these. Somebody says, have you seen the video? Dan says, have you seen the video of people trying to pull a straw out of the nose of a sea turtle? Go watch those videos and then talk. I've seen all these videos. I've already seen this. As far as I recall, I don't even know if a single freaking turtle died.
There was that one. No, it was the one turtle and that one 8-year-old that started the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if there was one ripped turtle from the straw thing, but everybody went nuts. In like 5 seconds, it was like, don't worry, we don't have plastic straws, but here they're made out of guava, or ours are made out of sugar cane.
You get one solid sip, and then it's going to disintegrate into your drink.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Now we got another problem. So this is why I'm bringing this up. I'm not just yapping out of nowhere. I'm generally getting to something, okay? And I am getting to something in this case.
We have TNJ straws and masks available for purchase.
No, not that. But there is another problem that's happening like this, and nobody's really talking about this just yet. Sealand, run the numbers on this. How many nicotine patches pouches.
Yeah.
How many nicotine pouches, like the Zins and stuff, how many nicotine pouches were produced in 2025? Like, are we getting up on those levels? Because nobody's talking about this other than I saw one story on NBC News today about this, and it says nicotine pouches are everywhere except in the trash. And they talk about how all the nicotine pouches from these Zinners, people are just flinging them and winging them everywhere you could think of.
To the point where there's signs at the bars that are like, hey, please don't throw your Zins in the urinal. We have to pick them out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
What is the material around a Zin?
That's a good question.
I've
never done
cloth.
one. It's like the Zins, for those of you who don't know, is these little things that are like the size of a tobacco tin, and they have these little nicotine things that you put in your lip, and then I guess afterwards you just spit them out or something, but I don't think, they don't just go away. It's literal trash that you're supposed to put in the trash can at the very least, but people are putting them absolutely everywhere. And let me bring up this story here real quick. I know we're running a bit behind, but that's fine.
In 2025, Zin, the major brand, and this is just Zin, I think.
Just one company, okay.
Shipped 794 million cans in the U.S., with total quarterly shipments reaching 202 million in quarter one 2025. Total nicotine.
I see what you did there.
Nicotine. They should have called it round-teen. Total nicotine pouch sales increased by 250.8% between January 2023 and August 2025. U.S. market size for all nicotine pouches in 2025 was estimated at $5.4 billion.
That's crazy. So you're just talking about an insane number of these now. We've moved on from the mask to the nicotine pouches.
So how many Zins is in a can? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll look it up though. Let's see.
20. I bet it's 20.
How many Zins in one can? Okay. This says 15 in each can.
So
mini dry pouches.
794 million. 794.
Carry the 2.
Times 15. Oh, man, I need some commas here.
Amazing. You do that work.
11.9 billion nicotine pouches. Those are just the Zins.
Just the Zins for a year? That's for 1 year?
Way more butts, though, right? Cigarette butts?
I would know. I don't know. You think?
Cigarette butts are probably crazy numbers, too, if you think about it. But these are the things, like somebody said it's a disposable society. Absolutely true. 100% true. And there are things we could do about this to make things better. We can drink less out of the plastic water bottles. We can use, refillable things. We can do all of these things. And I think those things are good to do. But we sometimes look the other way when it's like, holy cow, this is a wild, wild waste of things. And so many of them, like the Zyn pouches or the masks, it's not something that people are, for whatever reason, putting in the trash can. They're just spitting it out like it's actual chewing tobacco. Which I don't think, and I might be wrong on this, I don't think it would be that big of a deal if you were spitting out chewing tobacco on the ground.
No, because
I guess the pouches are different.
Maybe we can make a no, doesn't make sense. Halfway through it, I'm like, it'll biodegrade into your mouth if you keep it in there too long.
It says they're food-grade fillers, stabilizers, pH adjusters, and flavoring. The pouch material itself is made out of specialized plant fibers designed to release nicotine when moistened. That's what they make them things out of.
If it's plant fibers, then it should disintegrate, right?
Well, I mean, look, a lot of that stuff sounds good, but, you can say plastic in different ways, too.
Word.
There's different ways to say stuff like plastic, and you go like, oh, okay, an oil polybicarbonate, you like reformulate these things.
I mean, yeah, is it, I don't know if it's biodegradable, but even if it was, like if you say, okay, this thing is biodegradable because it's made of plant material, well, if you dump 100 pounds of
they're not
biodegradable stuff on the side of the road, it's not just going to go away in a few short weeks.
They're not. They're never flush, as C-Lane said, and they're not biodegradable. And people are just throwing these Zyn pouches or other like nicotine pouches all over the place.
I have seen them in the urinal here at this building.
Damn.
Come on. The trash is right there.
And it's only getting more and more popular. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And Today I Learned, plus maybe that plane story. Today I Learned to wrap everything up on a Wednesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Music Weekends, our classic alternative.
Hello! Quick note, I know TNJ Chat 2.0 is the shiny new toy, and you people are going absolutely apeshit over there. Question Arena. Did it work? Did it highlight the 1,000th line? Did it work? Back on a plane. For everybody else, YouTube and Twitch, the show is now wrapping up. We're in our final segment. If you would like to continue chatting with other people, make your way over to thenewsjunkie.com/chat. 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 Hang out over there. But let's get our ratings in. Rate the show. Rate the show. If it's a 10 out of 10, I bring it over here to the News Junkie Hall of Fame. No notes. Great job all around. If it's a 1 out of 10, I bring it over here and we throw that sucker away. We throw it away and we never talk about it again. I just think about it late at night when I consider all my failures in broadcasting. Rate the show out of 10. 7.5, says Cosidius. 10 out of 10. 8 cousin-loving chameleon people out of 10. 9 out of 10 Yuckers Burners accounts. 9 out of 10 Afros. 10, says Mike over on YouTube. 9 lemon pound cakes. I have to go get Today I Learned. I'll be right back to read more of your reviews today. Okay. 10 out of 10 Afroman. 9.8 out of 10. I just got here and I'm padding the numbers. Fair. True but fair. Now it's going to be Discord chat versus TNJ Chat 2.0. Por qué no los dos? I love the Discord people. I ain't never turning on them, I'll tell you that. I ain't never turning on them. I'm going to tell you that R. Willie on TNJ Chat 2.0 beta is our chatter of the day. R. Willie on TNJ Chat 2.0 beta. Available at thenewsjunkie.com/chat. And by the way, absolutely fucking exploding today. I was trying to look during that segment. I was so distracted all segment long. I'm looking down during the segment and the chat's going brrrr, just crazy. That was fun. So far, so good. Sean, we need mods. Who wants to be a mod? Hang on. Stand by. /promote. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Twitch. You amazing, amazing folks over at Twitch. Thank you, YouTube. If you don't mind, please hit the like button. It sends a sign to the algorithm, and it makes the video more popular and gets us more live viewers in the future. So if you liked anything that you watched today on the stream, hit the like button over on YouTube and subscribe, please. It's free, and I appreciate it. Finally, I'm back on track to have another short video for Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and TikTok. I'll release another one today after the show. TNJ Chat better not get political like YouTube Chat. I mean, communities are to police themselves in many ways, okay? Communities are to police themselves. /promote.
Upgrading to a metal roof? Tri-County Metals is offering a factory direct rebate up to $500.
Stand by.
To diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Upgrading to a metal roof? Tri-County Metals is offering a factory direct rebate up to $500. Built to last. Built for your home. Register today at TriCountyMetals.com.
The iHeart Podcast Award goes to...
Our 2026 iHeart Podcast Award winners have been announced.
Oh, wow.
Discover the must-listen podcasts that are setting trends and shaping culture, including Podcast of the Year winner, Giggly Squad.
We want to thank the Gigglers. Thank you, iHeart. Thank you to our team. We love you guys so much. Thank you.
Comedy, crime, news, science, pop culture, and so much more. Listen to all of the winners now when you search Podcast Awards on the free iHeart app.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had. This is...
Cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Should have Fritz on the Street on the show tomorrow. Yeah. Showdown. That'll be some fun. And that'll roll us into the weekend. All right, we're back to wrap it up here today. A couple announcements for the end of the show. One is, if you have been watching on YouTube or Twitch, if you're one of the small group of people who gets the show that way, thank you. We appreciate you. We'd love to see everybody chatting, and we'd love to see the communities. You will always have other places to go after the stream is done. One is the News Junkie Discord. There's a fan Discord. I encourage you to go check that out. The other is the beta right now that is up for the News Junkie Chat 2.0, TNJ Chat 2.0. And you can join in and hang out with people. over there. It's at thenewsjunkie.com/chat. Claim your usernames now. If you put a password, you'll lock in that username moving forward. And there's lots of features on there. And the more you chat on TNJ Chat 2.0 beta, you get more points and you can unlock more features. Like you can send a peek after you get like 1,000 points. And that's like, you can put links to photos and people can send photos in the chat. There's lots of stuff going on there. It's a really, really, really cool. And as of this week, I have the developers, they're going to get rid of all the extra stuff on the website for thenewsjunkie.com/chat and for some of the watch pages. So it's just simply the chat room in there, which will be really, really, really slick. So check that out if you want to be part of the beta testers. Everybody in this month before the end of March, when you log in for the first time, it'll let you claim a badge that shows you were part of the very early steps of TNJ Chat 2.0. And that's, again, available, thenewsjunkie.com/chat. C-Lane thinks that I'm not talking about the plane story to take the sting out of it.
Wouldn't disagree with him.
I thought you were going to wait till, like, we have a minute and a half left in the show, and you're going to be like, here's a plane story, let's do Taylor.
I'm not going to. I have a plane story, okay?
What a shocker, what a surprise. It's a tap story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild and insane, and as you might have guessed, we're back on a plane.
And we are actually. There was a back and forth. A Frontier Airlines passenger said that she was discriminated against and kicked off a plane for being deaf. She says that she was kicked off this flight. Ashley Gray is her name. She says she was kicked off a flight simply because she couldn't hear instructions from a flight attendant. She said, this is because I'm deaf. Her TikTok has been viewed more than 1 million times, and it got so much pressure that the airline responded. Frontier Airlines says she was not kicked off because of this. She got in trouble because she admitted to bringing a bottle of alcohol on the flight with her.
You dumbass.
It said nothing to do with this woman being deaf or otherwise.
Wait.
But
you can do that. You just can't drink it. Was she drinking it?
Open container of alcohol with her on the flight. And that's going to have to do it for today, folks. Let's get out of here. Let's do... Damn it. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
They love that stupid plane song, don't they? They really like it. Today I Learned for a Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. Here we go. Today I learned one of the guys from this group right here. Journey. That's right. Journey is correct. Jonathan Cain, best known as the keyboardist and rhythm guitarist for rock band Journey, is a survivor of the 1958 Our Lady of Angels school fire, a famed fire in Chicago from the 50s. 92 of his fellow students and 3 nuns died in this fire at the school. And the guy from the band Journey, who's the rhythm guitarist, was a survivor of this.
Was that a small town?
I think it was, actually, strangely enough. Today I learned this guy right here. Afroman is correct, the star of the show today. I'll keep following his court case and bring you all the new updates and clips because it's a good distraction from all the other stuff happening out there. Rapper Afroman started his career in 8th grade after his teacher kicked him out for sagging his pants. He recorded a song about his teacher and sold 400 copies to teachers and students. It's not the first time he's even done this.
I think it was called Harry Carey.
You know?
Or something like that.
This guy, he takes what he's given and he makes the most out of it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place.